Volume looks good. Everything is mouse controlled. Ayaya Shameimaru. Part 2. We're gonna start with the first. We're gonna start the second case, which ought to be good, might. Volume looks good on my end. I know it needs to be turned down a bit, and I'm ready to go, honestly. All right, so yeah, last time we read the synopsis, but we'll read it again. Marissa's aesthetic. An explosion at Ante, a brazen theft, a missing pot. Is Marissa the culprit? Aya's second case will certainly not be easy, nor normal. And we're going right into it. Gensokyo, a strange land where dreams and fantasy mingle with reality. The events that occur here are strange as well, not to mention those who reside here. When humans are confronted with a reality such as this, they have a very useful phrase to describe it. You can't do anything about it. A new incident has happened in that sort of world. Come along quietly, Marisa Kirisame. What's the big idea? Oh, Marissa looks great, although she looks very tall. And if we know anything about Marissa, she's not very tall. You're under arrest for larceny. Larceny? I added a C there. Huh? I mean, her hat makes up some of her height here, but tall girl. You are being charged with the theft of a pot belonging to Miss Eren Yakukoro from Aente. 130 centimeters tall. What are you talking about? I didn't steal no stupid pot. Of course, that's what all criminals say. I even read lines like that in the detective novels I borrowed from Lady Patchouli. I know all about how perpetrators try to sneak their way out of being pinned for their crimes. No, seriously, listen when people are talking to you. I haven't even stolen anything that looks like a pot. Tell it to the judge. Now, behave yourself and let me cuff you. I mean, to be fair, when something gets stolen in Gensokyo, who is suspect number one? Think about that for a second. When you know something is stolen, who's the first character you think of? Is this really surprising? Whoa, what are you doing? Cut it out! May 1st, 11:15 a.m. Shameimaru and Ko Law office. It's just a desk. Marissa steals other things. I mean, in the grimoire of Marissa, she states for like almost all of Kaguya's spell cards that she's really interested in where she keeps these belongings. Because, you know, they're rare trinkets. It's more than just books. She likes rare magical trinkets. And who has rare magical trinkets? Kaguya. And Eren, I guess, has some kind of magic medicine shit. To be fair, it's kind of interesting. It seems like what Marissa does, she could learn a lot from Eren, but she doesn't fuck with these guys at all. Aya? This article seems kind of plain. Aya. And I went over the word count, too. Hey! Aya! What? Oh, it's just you, Momiji. What's the problem? There isn't any. It's just that no matter how many times I said your name, you didn't respond. Oh, really? So what is it then? Why do you need to get my attention so badly? You have a request. Ah, well. So, who am I going to interview? Huh? Or maybe it's someone submitting a story? No, not that kind of request. Are you just being willfully ignorant now? Well, you didn't say what the request was for. That's how I've been trained. So what is it anyway? A defense request. You've practically forgotten you do that, haven't you? but I'm really just a newspaper reporter. I like how we're just continuing this. Like, even I is like, are we really doing this again? I thought it was a one-time gig. Being a defense attorney is way too hard. How did this happen again? They just discovered a new way of law. No. What it was, Renosuke didn't want to do a Danmaku battle to settle the score, so they looked for other options, which led to law. So they tried it out, and now we're still doing it, I guess, because it was fun. And that's usually the main motivator for doing anything in this world, is because it was enjoyable. Now, don't complain. We need to meet our client. Go get ready so we can leave soon. Yeah. Oh. Right. We can do this now. Goal: win the newspaper competition. That's why I'm always releasing extras. Yeah, I can survey all against Tokyo in a single glance from here. Look, there's a ferry flying around. What a drod room. I always write the newspaper here. I usually start working on it as soon as I wake up. Oh, that's... oof. I light this candle whenever night falls. I wonder how many I have left in stock. That's it. Talk. Nothing to talk about in particular. I think I'll be the one who gets to decide that, wouldn't you say? Present notebook. Why are you showing me that? Because you need to know who I am. Nice cell. One thing I forgot to mention is in Wildhorn Hermit they actually explained why magicians end up with weak bodies. It's because the... what was it called? It started with an A. It was a chemical that's produced by vengeful spirits when they're melted down. But it's present in most materials that magicians work for. And even when they continuously break it down, no matter how many precautions they take, a little bit will get in each time, and it slowly deteriorates their body. It's not arsenic, that's what it is. It's arsenic. Mercury and arsenic, but Marissa made a much bigger point about arsenic. It's present in a lot of things that they use for magic. So it just kind of eventually it gets in their body little by little, and it kind of makes them physically weaker. Why is there an ant on my desk? Where did you come from, Mr. Ant? How did you get up here? I need you to go now, though. Where the fuck did you come from? Well, this will be a fun game later, won't it? Get. Skedaddle. Beat it, you bum. Alright. I pushed him onto the floor. If you kill ants, they come back. So you basically need to either completely stop their point of entry or let them roam around until they find nothing and give up. Pain in the dick is what it is. And I have to figure out where that's coming from. Ant in chat. Same day, 11:54 a.m. STM detention cell. Yo, it's been a while, huh? You know, well, guess it hasn't been that long. It's gonna find something, though. Yeah, it is. It probably is, which means I need to find where they're coming from. But that's a problem for later. No, that's not it. I just didn't expect someone who had just been arrested to greet me like that. Well, can't really do anything about it after it's happened, right? I guess so. I want to look at this jail cell. Nice bed. A thin, damp futon. Well, what else do you expect? A window that blocks out the sun. If a prisoner ever gets out of here, the first thing they'll want to do is just sunbathe. Covers the room in a weak light. I guess they don't use this room very much. I mean, I didn't know they had a dungeon. Nothing else, really. Alright, about the case. That's why I wanted you to defend me. Okay, I'll hear you out. However, on what charges were you arrested anyway? Stealing? What's the matter? Do you really expect me to win? Hey now, I didn't steal anything this time, you know? Everyone's saying I stole some pot from Aaron, but I ain't never laid a finger on it. From what I can tell, it's a larceny charge. And the stolen property was Miss Yakokoto's pot. However, when Marissa was apprehended, she didn't have it on her person. Really? Of course I wouldn't have it. If I did, I would have said so. Yes, that is certainly true, but do you have any proof that you didn't steal it? What? You don't believe me? I wouldn't lie about something like this. So you really didn't do it? Yeah. Alright then, I will take your case. Awesome! I'll be counting on you. Statement 1 placed in the court record. Okay, Aaron's pot was stolen, but its whereabouts are unknown. It was not in Marissa's possession when she was arrested either. Check her house. If it's not there, there you go. I just happened to be in the area, that's all. I didn't even have the pot on me when I was arrested. You really don't have the pot? Duh. How'd I have something I didn't swipe? You know that whenever I steal something, I just waltz right in and take it. But can't you use magical teleportation or telekinesis? Excuse me? No way. My magic's all about blowing things up. I think you should ask Kourindou too. He can back me up. Alright, shall interview him later. Getting back to the subject, how much time passed from when the incident occurred until when you were arrested? Let's see here. From what I heard about when it happened, I guess around 20 minutes or so? That doesn't sound like much time at all. It's almost too good at their job. Well, Saki is the one who caught me and all. Ah, I see. If she knows where an incident is happening, she can probably stop time and catch the criminal. Yeah, she's kind of broken. Emergency response. More like Sakuya stops time, heads over to the scene of the crime, and then resumes time. And it's like, well, busted. So why doesn't she stop time for longer? Because if she stops time for too long, then the other maids will never make it to the scene. She stops time just long enough to take care of the important issues so the other maids can come and handle the rest. Ah. Yeah, Sakuya was the only one I saw there. For Genji's sake, thanks to the whole judicial system testing period, I can't even settle this old-fashioned way. Spell cards. Oh, it's still in effect, I guess. Ah, you're right. Must be difficult to fight yokai or anyone with special powers without spell cards. Yeah, and it's all that dumb Reimu's fault. Using spell cards during a trial would make them pointless, so I'm sealing their use for now. That's her excuse anyway. Well, what else could she have done? Ah, it's fine. Even if I know why she did it, doesn't mean I have to like it. True enough. What? Why the dumb look? I thought crows were supposed to be smart. Ah, it's nothing. Just a bit of culture shock, I guess. Well, you don't have to be rude about it. Now, I said I would defend you, right? And don't you forget it. By the way, just so you know, I don't even have my mini Hakuto with me right now. Huh? Why not? It's in the shop. Kourindou's, to be exact. He's had it for about a week. You don't say. Statement 2 placed in the court record. Yep. Marissa was arrested approximately 20 minutes after the incident occurred. Damn, that's quick. Statement 3 placed in the court record. Marissa currently does not possess her mini Hakuto. Anything else? No. Check out my book. What's that supposed to be? And why are you shoving it in my face like that? Alright, I guess we can go to Kourindou next. Probably the best place to go. Same day. Kourindou. Welcome. Oh, it's rather unusual for you two to visit. Feel free to look around. Very sorry, but we're not here to shop. Oh, I thought I finally had a customer for a moment there. Damn. Well, the thing about Renosuke is he's supposed to run a curio shop, but he doesn't sell things to people that he is interested in. So he's basically just pawning off junk. Not much of a shop, is it? As if he were selling any of this in the first place, but I would like to get my claws on that speed light. Talk to me, crabs. I would like to ask what kind of magic Miss Kirisame uses. His shop is on a road between the Forest of Magic and the Human Village. So it's kind of out of the way in the sense that no one really approaches the Forest of Magic. So people aren't going to randomly stumble upon his store. They really need to know about where he is more than anything. Because even yokai don't like the Forest of Magic because it's so... whatever. It's gross. I would like to ask... yeah. Marissa. Yes, please be frank and to the point. Does Miss Kirisame use any kind of teleportation or telekinesis magic? No, I don't think so. She told me she doesn't like that kind of magic. Is that true? I can't be 100% certain, but for what it's worth, I've never seen her use anything like that. And it's never seen her practice much of anything in the first place. I see. Oh, I missed that. Shit. Whoops. Huh? Well, I found an even better camera just the other day, and... Haven't you learned your lesson? I was only joking. Not happy. Just forget about it, please. Ah, one more thing. Yes? Could I have your signature on this, please? What is it? I see. Okay, then. Court record has been updated. Marissa currently does not possess her mini Hakudo. It is in the care of Renosuke Morichika for maintenance. Yes. Statement 4 placed in the court record. Marissa has no special abilities. Nope, she's very ordinary. I guess... I don't care to check any of your nonsense. Here, check this out. So what is it? Do you want me to buy it? So, okay. Maybe we're done here. So let's go to... I guess we'll go to the last place we can go. Aente Outer Wall. Same day. Aente Outer Wall. Ship blew up. Oh my goodness, that's quite a hole. You know. Yes? This certainly looks like Marissa's doing, don't you think? Should you really be saying that? Oh my, what do we have here? What are you doing in a place like this? Hello, I am the defense attorney for Miss Kirisame. Is that so? In that case, do you think you will be able to fulfill your duties? Given the current situation, I can't say for sure. Okay. We're getting Moko's theme here. This is the part where I have to investigate, and the cops are like, don't fucking touch anything, dipwad. Yesterday evening, I arrested Miss Marisa Kirisame, a short distance from here. You know what's weird, is when I read Marissa's name, I'll say Marissa, but if I see her full name, I will read it exactly as I'm supposed to. She has been charged with larceny. She's suspected of stealing Miss Eren Yakokoro's pot. It seems to be a rather valuable object. Does anyone even know what that pot looks like? If I'm not mistaken, I believe that it took a picture of the very same pot at an earlier date. Huh? Oh, that's right, I remember now. So it was that pot that was stolen. I wanted to practice taking still life photos, so I asked Miss Yakokoro to take pictures of it. Yes, precisely the pot. Whoops. It did appear to have some worth. It's just weird that it's Moko's theme at Aente, because Aente has 4 characters and its own, like, stage theme. 3 of its own stage themes. There are 7 themes you can use for this location, and Moko's theme is not one you'd expect. Quite. The suspect took a liking to it as well, so that's enough of, well, just the fact that no one in Gensoki would steal something like this other than Miss Marisa Kirisame or Miss Tei Inaba is enough proof. Also, I highly doubt that Miss Inaba would take such a brazen approach. More like she couldn't. Can't really say you're wrong about that. So now, if you will excuse me, it is nearly tea time. I must return to the mansion to serve my lady's tea. The pot photograph has been removed from your own album and placed in the court record. She is she is part of the jury, you're right. So is Raisin. And so is Satori. Satori must be like sitting up in the stands being like, oh, these people are all fucking idiots. How do they not know? She's basically a backseat gamer. in terms of court. A backseat defense attorney, a backseat prosecutor. I guess it depends on if the client is actually innocent or guilty. Cause she's watching all this unfold and she knows the answer and she's somehow restraining herself from just screaming out. And you know what? People know Satori's ability. So all you have to do is be like, hey Satori, are they lying? And she'll come up and be like, yeah, they full of shit. And it's like, well, if she said it, it must be true. And then there you go. And that's why the system of doesn't work with her existence. So it's interesting that they even used her as a background character. I mean, I guess that would be the only way you could use her, because anywhere else, as I said, she breaks the entire point of the game. How precise is her mind reading? She reads your heart, which makes it very accurate. Because your heart doesn't lie. It's not like you can think things. It's not like you can think things and make her and trick her. She reads your emotions through your heart. So you can't lie to yourself. You'd have to be able to lie to yourself to trick her. But that's basically impossible. But can she lie? She can do whatever she wants. You can't read her mind. Picture I took of the pot for the incident. I recall it having a particularly captivating design. Check the hole. There's a gaping hole in the wall. You can even enter the mansion from here. It appears so. So let's see who's home. Still as audacious as ever. That was a strange noise. Let's go inside. Eden's room. Kind of bland, Aaron. You can lie to yourself. Sure you can, but you can't actually lie to yourself. Because deep down, unless you convince yourself, it's way harder. I can sit here and lie, but inside, I know it's a lie. That's why her ability is so precise. That's why people don't like her. It's because it's so hard to communicate with her. It's like walking on eggshells, but instead of being eggshells, they're landmines. Lego landmines. Same day, Eden's room. Oh shit, I clicked out of the window. Oh my. Why am I taller than you? Hello, I am currently serving as Miss Kirisama's defense attorney. Oh, you have my sympathies. No. Why exactly? I imagine you will be facing a near impossible task. Haha, everyone's saying the same thing. This happens a lot for Phoenix, right, though? Whenever he takes on a case, it's like, there is absolutely zero chance that the person you're defending is innocent, Phoenix. And Phoenix is like, actually, and then bam. Except the time that... Oh, that's a spoiler. Aya, check the scroll. There's a secret stash hidden behind it. It was scary, so she gently put it back. You don't touch things that don't belong to you, Aya. A beautiful flower arrangement. That's what I thought, but they're actually for medicine. Many of these books have words I've never seen before. Just what kind of books are these? It's filled with all kinds of medicines. Miss Gyakuten doesn't seem too pleased. Further investigation may be hazardous to my health. Alright. About the pot. Talk to me about the pot. I would like to confirm if that pot that was stolen was the very same pot that I photographed on an earlier occasion. Yes, that is correct. The reason Satori has so many animals is because animals don't really give a shit about what her ability. I believe it was the way it was explained is there's no point in conversation with her because she knows everything you're going to say. Words are pointless, so it's not fun to talk to her. She'll always know what you're going to say, and sometimes she'll even jump the gun to say it for you, and that gets annoying. That kind of thing. Vengeful spirits don't like her. I know that. Which is pretty amazing, because vengeful spirits are kind of... Kind of risky for yokai. So the fact that her ability makes them not go near her says a lot about how much her ability is detested by many. Kind of sucks for them. I mean, look at her sister. Koichi was so sick of that shit that she closed her eyes. She closed her heart, her mind, her eye, all that shit. So she can't read anyone's minds anymore because she doesn't have one of her own. They're a very unfortunate duo, that's for sure. It kind of makes me glad we don't have any more Satoris in the lore, just because there's no way you can write one happy. Koishi's the closest you can get, and that is blissful ignorance. Absolutely blissful ignorance. It's unfortunate, but what can you do? Yes, that is correct. It was certainly a beautifully decorated pot. I like Aaron's theme a lot. Certainly a beautifully decorated pot. Yeah, I know that Gyakuten considers Koishi's state of being as the closest thing to enlightenment she's ever seen, and she really wants to track down Koichi for that reason. But I don't know, it seems kind of weird. Thank you, but the important thing was what was inside. Excuse me. Whatever is the matter? Why did you stop mid-sentence? I haven't the faintest idea what you were referring. If you insist. I know she had more to say. Better keep that in mind. Yeah. What else you got? The day of the incident. On the day of the incident, or rather at the time, I was not on the premises. So were you outside? Yes, I was collecting medicinal plants. It was growing late when I returned, so I was surprised by the state of affairs. The only reason Koichi continues to exist in the world is because of that Mask of Hope she found. If Koichi hadn't come into contact with that Mask of Hope, she probably would have just faded from the entirety of existence. And you know what? She probably wouldn't even care. She wouldn't even realize it. Or maybe someday she would. Who knows? Good night, Mayoi. I had a great late. It had grown late when I returned, so I was surprised by the state of affairs. Did you return later than you had intended? Yes, I did. Who else knows of this occurrence? Rayson does, but I'm not sure if Tay is aware of it. I see. Thank you very much. The thing is, that whole chain of events is kind of what caused Hopeless Masquerade in the first place. Nothing else. Here, check this out. I see. She doesn't seem too interested in it. To tell the truth, it really doesn't matter to me if the pot is recovered or not. Is that so? Okay, let's... Should expect that again. Morph says no special abilities. Yeah, I highly doubt that she would care about that. Okay. So now I guess we take a look at the wall, really. It was broken with pure brute force. Looks like it was caused by an explosion, judging from the burn marks. The more I investigate, the more suspicious Miss Kirisame seems. Okay, good thing I did that. I would have been here forever if I hadn't done that. Mask of Hope isn't a permanent solution for Koichi? I don't think so. I don't think there's any way to fix her. To be honest with you. I mean, the whole problem is that she closed off her mind. Who knows what'll happen to her? Maybe she'll get Mima'd. Same day, 1:41 p.m. A&T Outer Wall. Can the eye not reopen? I don't know. That's never really been anything anyone's ever talked about. Because the eye is also her mind. She closed her mind off. Is she capable of willingly opening that back up, though? Does she want to? What's the matter, Aya? Is that Rumia over there? It would appear so. I only see a pitch black circle, but I'm certain that it's her. Flying around aimlessly as usual. She can't even see where she's going, can she? Uh-oh. I think she's gonna hit a tree. It seems that way. Another thing about Koichi is what her personality was like before she closed her mind. Because you gotta remember, her closing her mind made her incapable of, like, thinking. So everything she does on a whim. She just acts. She doesn't have time to process, like, emotions that aren't, like, instant. So, as far as I can tell, her personality is just one of, like, a curious child, constantly moving from thing to thing. But I wonder, was she like Satori? How was Koichi before she closed her eye? Was she the same? I feel like if she was the same, she wouldn't have done it, though. But maybe at the same time, if she was the same, if she was similar to that, she would close it. Because she was so childish that she couldn't stand the hatred. Whereas Satori ended up doing the opposite and secluding herself, avoiding all contact with anyone so she'd never have to deal with it. They had different approaches to it. But hers was the more extreme for sure. Very tragic characters, aren't they? But that's why it's fun in the fandom to look at them and watch them be adorable and have fun and enjoy things with their friends. And we don't have to think about anything mean and scary and angry. But Gensokyo is a neat place. And even in canon representations, it can be a dark place. Mr. Fortune Teller says hello. Sucks. But again, that's why the fun, happy, lighthearted fandom is so good. It allows us to enjoy the characters that otherwise would be difficult to enjoy. Because so much about them is so tragic. Bingo! Whistle. Go help her out, Momiji. I'd rather not. I wouldn't even be able to see her. Ah well, guess we have no choice but to leave her there. Can't you help her out? Me? Help? Why? Oh, yes, that's right. Hey, what's that supposed to... Huh, I wonder what that could be. I think it fell out of the tree. Must have been knocked loose from the crash. Momiji. Yes, yes. Once is enough. Yes. Oh. I like Momiji. This is a character that we never get to see anything about. I think the only time we've seen anything involving Momiji is when she had an article written of her. I can't remember who wrote it, if it was Hatate or Aya. Probably Hatate. I think it was Hatate. About the White Wolf Tengu being exceedingly good at shogi, to a point where they create their own rules. And some games last for days. That's also when I learned about a certain type of I don't think it was shogi. It might have been shogi. But there was an unpopular variant that was played way back when that stopped getting played because it required 3 people to play, which is hard for a board game. You needed someone to act as a referee. Could you imagine if you were like, hey, want to play a game? Alright, we just gotta find one guy so he can, like, watch the board and not actually play and make sure everything's going well. So the games were long and arduous and were 3-player minimum. Any game that is a 3-player minimum is not good. It is so hard to get that working properly. So obviously that died out. I don't know what it was called. Anyone knows, let me know. I totally saw it, because there are so many references to things. No, I don't remember the exacts to it. I'm pretty sure it was a branch of shogi. I'm pretty sure it's from shogi, because I seem to recall reading about it from the White Wolf Tengu article, which was basically Momiji's article about shogi. Because I don't know how to play shogi, chat. I don't know how to play that at all. I have no idea what the fuck's going on with shogi. Ever. Still don't understand how it works. So when they talk about it, I'm just like, I go full Patrick. I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. And don't draw it out like that. Yes. It sounded dull and lifeless, but it will do. So, what is it? It looks like nothing more than a piece of cloth. Cloth? Yes, and it's been singed, too. Singed? That seems awfully suspicious to me. I would never expect to stumble upon a piece of singed cloth at a crime scene like this. Ah, yeah. The trial's about to start. We still need to get ready, so it looks like all the investigation we can do today. Will we be okay? We haven't found any evidence that really helps out our case. Nothing else we can do about that for now. We just have to figure out what we can use against the witness the prosecution's prepared. Burnt cloth. A piece of cloth with scorched edges. It's red. Are we really going to court already? We're only 35 minutes in. Holy shit, alright. So chat, depending on how fast this goes, we might be able to do the whole case in one sitting. Because I still got about 2.5 hours in me. But we'll see. As you can see, I tend to get sidetracked with things on this game. Which is fine by me, because I like talking about Touhou in general. But I don't want to get too sidetracked. Keep it at a good pace. Same day, 2:57 p.m. Defendant's waiting room. What's up? Huh? You two need some coffee? Coffee? We are just fine, thank you. So what's the matter? You're talking like robots or something. To put it simply, we were unable to find any conclusive evidence to prove your innocence. Chat, remember the case 4 of Ace Attorney 1? How when that one played, we were all like, no way. But, Ace Attorney has a way of throwing things on its head, which is great. Love Ace Attorney for that reason. Nothing's ever as it seems. There's always a story behind it. Well, except maybe the first case. The first case is pretty self-explanatory. Why does the waiting room look like a train compartment? You know, you're kind of right. But if that's kind of nice. That would be a nice train compartment to ride in, I think. To be honest, I'm not even sure where we are. I think we're in Aki's house. To put it simply, we were unable to find any conclusive evidence to prove your innocence. What? While that may be true, we did discover a few things, but I'm not sure if they exactly support our cause. Reverse engineering the entire case, so fun. Well, that's what a turnabout is, right? Well, no, a turnabout in definition, I believe, is when you come back from like the absolute brink of loss, which represents Phoenix Wright pretty well, because every single case that Phoenix takes is 99% in the prosecution's favor, and through sheer willpower and a little bit of bullshit and psychic powers and a hair gel, he manages to save the day. So that's why everything's referred to as a turnabout. They're great cases. Again, if you've never played Phoenix Wright, and what you're seeing here is interesting, highly recommend it. There's an HD collection of the first 3 games. Very, 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 very good. Hey now, I told you I didn't do this time. Thank you for the Twitch Prime, Yoshi Kirby. I know you didn't, but everyone else still thinks otherwise. He pulls game theories out of his ass and they work. Shoutouts to one of the big twists in Phoenix Wright 3, Case 5. One of the stupidest fucking things I've ever seen. But it was hilarious that they worked it in. I don't know what my favorite case is, chat. I really like Case 4 of Justice for All, and I really like the Freakout in Apollo Justice Case 4. I don't even remember that case very well. I just remember the Freakout. Holy goddamn. Have you played is that Great Ace Attorney? Is that what you're referring to? Because I haven't. I only just found out last time I played that. Last time I played this, that it got translated. I haven't looked into it yet, but that's definitely something I do want to look at, if only for my own personal satisfaction, because that game looked really cool, and then they were like, sorry, it won't sell in America, so we're not releasing it over there. And yeah, exactly what happened. People were like, ah, fuck that. Absolutely fuck that. We're gonna translate it ourselves, Capcom. I know you didn't, but everyone else still thinks otherwise. There's evidence that points to you, but nothing that points to anyone else. You didn't have to spell it out for me. Well, in any case, please prepare yourself. This is going to be like a tightrope walking during a typhoon. So do we have any chance of winning? About as much of a chance as you giving up magic. Well, stranger things have happened. Like this case, for one. I like this Aya face. This Aya face is like borderline poggers. You're right about that. The mouth is the perfect pog champ's shape, but the eyes don't match it in the excitement. Looks like the trial is about to begin. Here we are. Court is now in session. Have the defense and prosecution both made their preparations? So now, Patchouli is the prosecutor this time. Okay. Preparations complete, Your Honor. Who's your favorite prosecutor, and why is it Simon Blackwell? I mean, Edgeworth is my favorite prosecutor, because Miles Edgeworth is an amazing character. But, I don't know if I like Simon or Godot more. Because they're both really cool. No, you know what? No. Simon, definitely Simon second. And then Godot third. And then Franziska. And, then Clavier. I like Clavier, he's cool. But I like Franziska. Or Francesca, whatever it is. I don't remember. And Godot's really fucking cool. Simon Blackwell is super cool. That badass rolls into court in cuffs. And he's like, alright, I'm about to prosecute. And then the one from Spirit of Justice. I don't even remember his name. Don't care about him. Preparations complete, Your Honor. Franziska von Karma. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Franziska? Okay. But no, Edgeworth is my favorite prosecutor because he's such a good character and he got so much growth and he's got so many different roles through the game. He's great. He's so good. Seeing him come around as well as he did. Manfred von Karma. That's a scary motherfucker. That's for sure. Very well then. May I have your opening statement, Miss Knowledge? Well, don't forget Winston Payne, the best prosecutor. Objection! Of course, Your Honor. The defendant is Miss Marisa Kirisame, being charged with larceny. The absconded article is a pot in the possession of Miss Erin Yakukoro. Don't forget Gaspin Payne. Oh yeah, the Apollo Justice one. The defendant was arrested in the vicinity of where the incident occurred soon after the theft. I like their names. Instant Pain and Gaspin Pain. They have the same objection too. While she did not have the pot when she was arrested, she's the prime suspect due to the conditions of the crime and her criminal record. That is the synopsis of this case. No, Gaspin's the... He was Dual Destinies? What? I thought Gaspin was Apollo's first prosecutor challenge. Don't tell me it was Winston again after 7 years. Was Winston still prosecuting at that point? It was still Winston. No shit. Winston was... No shit. Alright, okay. Gaspin was Athena's first case, yeah? Just waiting for Constance Payne. Or unending. She's serious about this. This might be harder than I thought. I remember in one of the cases in I almost said Touhou 5, Phoenix Wright 5, you play in the past, and you prosecute against Winston Payne with a full head of hair. And when you win the case, he is so shocked that his hair completely like disintegrates and he goes balding, and that's when he becomes the instant Winston Payne we know and well, I wouldn't say love. Those are great games. I get so nostalgic for all of them when I play this, because there's just no better time to talk about Phoenix Wright than when you're playing Phoenix Wright. What a great series. So glad we picked that up. We actually picked that series up because it was released on WiiWare. Did you know that, chat? We played for the first case, the second one, and each time we beat a game, we waited and we went to check the Wii shop, and this was back when the first game was kind of not necessarily new, but the second game hadn't even come out yet on the Wii Shop. So we checked it almost every couple days to see if it was out yet. Make sure we had the Wii points for it right away. So the defendant is Miss Marisu Kirasame. Good times. Guilty. Wait! What is it, Miss Shameimaru? You wouldn't dare object to an Enma's ruling. No, that's not it. We need to debate this. It's a trial, after all. What if the one who alerted the authorities is the one who actually did it? You mean Sakuya? As usual, you have a way with words. Okay, if I were to pass judgment now, it wouldn't be much of a trial anyway. Can't believe I have to argue just to be able to defend. Now, if the defendant will approach the stand. What was the wolf dude's name from Investigations? He was a detective, right? He wasn't a prosecutor. He was like a chief detective. Yeah, he was, because he remembered everything about his men. He was a good dude. I liked him. Agent Lang. Yeah, he really didn't like prosecutors. He was so cool, though. Holy shit, that guy was so cool. Not so fast! I love him. Man, I want to play those games again. Still haven't played the second one. I really gotta get on that. Doesn't Agi have a mirror she can use for stuff like this? Well, an Enma's judgment is black or white. Which is to say that they can only see it as one way or the other. They can't see the means. Do you remember in Dual Destinies, Case 3? The big theme of that case was, does the end justify the means, and does the means justify the end, stuff like that. Eiki's ability pretty much only sees the end and doesn't see the means. It's kind of a bad comparison, but what I'm saying here is basically she can only tell certain things. She can't tell the lead up or context or motivations or anything. She can only see the action in particular. So her mirror wouldn't really work. Your name and occupation, if you please. That said, if you're guilty, she takes that wooden stick and beats you with it. They actually beat you with the stick of truth until your sins are cleansed. I think that's what it is. So yes, you could say that Eiki does canonically give paddlings out. So if you're into that, well, time to start sinning, boys. 3DS, best device to play almost all the Ace Attorney Season 1 console. A lot of games are there. Backwards compatible. Yeah, you can pretty much play all of them on there. If you have the original Phoenix rights on Game Boy... Not Game Boy Advance, sorry. The originals were Game Boy Advance, and they got released to DS. Your name and occupation, if you please. That said, chat, did you know that Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, the first game, had 4 cases in it, but when it got ported to DS, it got an added case, Case 5, Rise from the Ashes. Which, that's why if you were like me and your first exposure to Phoenix Wright was the Wii game, or the Wii port, it would seem really weird that all 4 cases had nothing, and then as soon as you reached the 5th case, you were doing luminol testing and you were investigating with a 3D figure. Stuff like that. And yes, that case gave us Damon Gant, one scary motherfucker, and it gave us Emma Skye, who is the lead detective in Apollo, and probably one of the best characters in the whole series. So we got her from that. The only thing that we lost was Maya. But you know what? Having Maya not present for a single case and allowing Emma to become her own character is a trade I was willing to make. Even though Maya is the best character in all of Phoenix Wright. Now, I'm not going to argue on that. She's my personal favorite. Maya Fey, best character. Absolutely love her. She is fantastic. You can disagree, but I don't care. She's easily my favorite character. Man, what's your deal? Rude as ever. You're one to talk. Yes. I'm Marisa Kirisame, a very ordinary magician. Kay Faraday. That's Edgeworth's partner, yeah? The little thief girl? She's pretty cool, though. All the assistants are great. That's true. You are correct. There's no bad assistant. I can agree with the magician part, but I don't think the very ordinary is quite right. You were apprehended on the afternoon of April 30th near Ayante. Is that correct? Yeah, pretty much. You were charged with larceny for stealing a pot. Is that also correct? I know why it was added, Andrew, but I'm just saying that it was also included in the Wii port. But since I didn't have the original, I didn't know that. I just assumed the 5th case was the 5th case and thought it was really weird that there was new features added at this last moment. You were charged with larceny for stealing a pot. Is that also correct? If you were talking about why I was arrested, then yeah. I'm not the one who stole that pot, though. Just answer what you're asked. What's wrong with ya? You don't need to be all snippy. This is bad. Miss Kirisame doesn't have any spell cards right now. Should I intervene for her? Get in there, Aya. Time to go bloodhound on her ass. Stop badgering the defendant. What's the matter? Does she lack the philosopher's stones? Wow. That is a fantastic line. That is so good. Does she lack the philosopher's stones for it? What did you just say? We're in a courtroom. Can't fire shots like that. Your voice sounds rather strained. Maybe you don't, after all. God damn, Patchy. After she read all those law books, she also read a book about mean girls. Studied the entire series. Is that Miss Kirisame? Is Miss Kirisame going to start crying? So, I take it that the defense will be arguing the case of the defendant's innocence. Why else would I be here? I'm not so sure if they are even on the same page. What do you have to say, Miss Shameimaru? Do I truly believe in Marissa's innocence? Of course I do. Of course we do! The defense will not compromise in our pursuit of the truth. Yeah, that's more like it. Knock 'em dead. Mere bravado won't get you anywhere. I like how smug she is. You look really cool there, Aya. Thanks, Momiji. Glad you're here. Okay, if that is all, let's begin. Does the prosecution have a witness prepared? Naturally, and I believe that her testimony will be convincing and decisive. Show her to the witness stand, please. This is probably Sakuya. Alright, now the real battle begins. I don't know who this witness is, but I have no choice but to go full speed ahead. That's not... Oh, okay. Alice. Please tell the court your name and occupation, witness. Alice Marjetroid. I'm a magician. A little old to be playing with dolls, aren't we? That's a bit rude, don't you think? What does that have to do with anything? She wished to bring it with her. I asked for your approval, Your Honor. This is magician court now. Well, it shouldn't obstruct the proceedings, so I shall allow it. Thank you for your kind consideration, Your Honor. I like that Aiki's hat has cool horns. She has a cool hat. It's goofy, but it's cool. Now then, your testimony, witness. As long as I can leave soon afterwards. Alright, lay it on me. Witness testimony, what I saw that day. On April 30th, I unexpectedly found myself near Ayante. Then I saw Marissa flying on her broom. It seemed like she was in a hurry for some reason. Stealing is like second nature to her, so I didn't think twice about it. I like that the doll's expressions change as well. Yeah, that's a good testimony. I wasn't expecting a decisive eyewitness account like that. Oh, I can't find any holes in it either. Hope you're already prepared to go home. Will the defense cross-examine? Yes, of course we will. What else do you think we are going to do? Now she's mad. Alright, begin cross-examination. Crusty sound effects, nice. On April 30th, I unexpectedly found myself near Ante. What are you doing there? How do you just accidentally find yourself that deep into the bamboo forest? How did you end up there? There was something I needed to take care of in another forest. I was just passing by.
Press X to doubt.
I don't believe that for a second. How do you just accidentally happenstance your way through the bamboo forest of the lost? Some bullshit. She was the first one to notify us about the theft. Then I saw Marissa flying on her broom. I'm just gonna press everything, really. From where was she flying? It looked like she was leaving from Ante, the way I saw it. What was her behavior at the time? Well, it seemed like she was in a hurry for some reason. How many forests does Gensokyo have? As far as I know, like one. The Forest of Magic. That's why it's called the Forest of Magic. Because there's only one, so you immediately know which one they're referring to. It's why we call the human village the human village. The bamboo forest is referred to as the Bamboo Forest of the Lost. Its full title, you will address it as such. However, I'm pretty sure the Forest of Magic is not close to the Bamboo Forest of the Lost. It's still a second forest. Shut up, it's bamboo. How, explain to me how she was in both locations. There's a forest at the foot of the mountain. That's where I guess, yeah, you're right about that. There is a forest there. But there's not very many, that's for sure. In a hurry. Yes, I'm fairly certain she was flying as fast as she could. Really? That's because stealing is like second nature to her, so I didn't think twice about it. Well, remember, chat, there's one human village, which is why it's referred to as the human village. Everybody knows exactly what you're talking about when you say that, because there's only one. That's why we have names like the Forest of Magic, because there's so few places it could apply to that it's pretty obvious right away which one we're talking about. Some places have names like Muenzuka, but... and like Genbu Ravine, but even the Misty Lake. There's like one body of water. It flows down the mountain, and it comes into the Misty Lake. There's no seas in Gensokyo, so that's the only stream of water, is the Genbu Ravine from Yokai Mountain, leading to the Misty Lake. So when people call it the Misty Lake, it's a lake that has mist on it during the day for some unexplainable reason. People know exactly what you're talking about. What makes you think that? She had the pot with her at the time, of course. She had the pot, you say? It's very quiet of you two. The witness told us exactly what she saw. I doubt she is leaving out any details. I believe so too. Does the defense have any further requests? Should I back off now? Maybe I should rethink this. Make a request. I have a request, yes. Of course I do. Because I believe there is a definite contradiction in her testimony. Oh, I see. So does that mean you have evidence to the contrary? Yes, of course, I have proof. Uh-oh. Please present it then. Here it is, Your Honor. Present proof of a contradiction. Where's the case file? I think? There's a sufficient contradiction between the witness testimony and this evidence. No, there isn't. Fuck. How are they related? They aren't, are they? Unfortunately for you, Ms. Shameimaru, please consider your words more carefully in the future. I don't think there's a good... I think that left a good impression on her. Oh shit, well now I'm stuck here forever. So I'm trying to... Fuck. Chat, I haven't saved in a while. Oh, you can present... Oh. Yeah. You know, she's stealing her pot and demands its return. Owner of corner to be still doesn't sell it. Honor until her honor. Eyewitness will never through the nose. She's really seen that one close at hand. Uh-oh! She saw Marissa with the pot. Yes. So it's not the pot. And it's... Oh, there we go. It was the time difference. The evidence is clearly written right here. God damn it. The defendant was arrested roughly 20 minutes after the theft occurred, and regardless of that, she didn't have the pot at the time either. That's what I tried to present in the first place, but that didn't work. But the defendant is a magician. Isn't it possible that she used magic to move it away? Show evidence to refute her theory. Alright, well this one's easy, because there's literally one sentence that I have. Could I? No, she could not have done that. I have here a signed statement from Mr. Morichika. He states that kind of magic is not the defendant's specialty. She possesses no ability to use magic based on teleportation or otherwise manipulating objects. That is why she could not have committed this crime. And I suppose you are one of those so-called bird brains. Shouldn't it be obvious? Since the defendant couldn't conveniently whisk away the pot, this part of the witness testimony is false. Which means at this point in time, I question the validity of her entire testimony. Who objected? What is the meaning of this? That's honestly what I saw. You don't get to object. You're on the witness stand. Then please give us a more detailed testimony. I would have to agree with the defense on this. The witness testimony is entirely too vague. I can't believe this. Ah! What is the matter, witness? Oh, I just remembered something, of course. I'm very sorry, but I just remembered something very important. May I add it to my testimony? The classic Phoenix Wright move. Oopsie doopsie, I left out key information in testimony. I'm accidentally obstructing justice. I could get arrested for this. Allow me to amend my testimony. The classic ass pull. Are you serious? Well, the idea is, chat, once you expose one lie, they'll create more lies to try and explain their lies. And eventually you'll dig so deep that they can't retreat anymore. And then you'll be able to really drop it on them. That's the Phoenix Wright mentality when it comes to these kind of things. Sometimes opening it is harder than closing it. Are you serious? You should have said it in your initial testimony. I couldn't help it. I had forgotten about it, but now I remember what it was. Chad, imagine if you went to court and you were testifying and the defense was like, you lying piece of shit. And you're like, oh, whoops, I accidentally forgot something. And the judge was like, I'll allow it. And that's Phoenix Wright. Would this be something to which I am not privy? It's about half and half, but once I say it, then we'll both know everything. Uh-oh, here I go committing perjury again. Pretty much that, yeah. It's more than just you and me in the room right now, you know. Don't worry so much. Nothing must be left unsaid. Give your complete testimony this time. Yes, of course. One more thing. I only got a brief glimpse of her over my shoulder. That's why I was probably mistaken about her having the pot. But then I remembered something. The owner of Kourindou made something that could move lost objects into his shop quickly. Since I remembered that, I wonder why Marissa was flying off in a different direction holding something. This is some bullshit. Your testimony is a little unclear, but I understand what you wanted to say. That's quite a bit that is new in this witness testimony, so we must cover everything thoroughly. Everyone's prejudice against Miss Kirisame is the biggest obstacle here, but I can't entirely disagree either. Now, your cross-examination, Miss Shameimaru, if you can, that is. Yes, I can. No, witness testimony isn't used that much in defense. It's mostly court documents and records, autopsy reports and stuff, but sometimes witness statements are there as well. But you are right. Assuming a witness's statement is perfectly accurate is also kind of rough. only got a brief glimpse. Alright, we'll do what everyone loves to do. Impress Alice. I only got a brief glimpse over my shoulder. When was this again? Just after the theft occurred. I heard an explosion too. An explosion? Didn't you see the scene of the crime? Yes, I did, in fact. There was evidence of an explosion. I would think that the presence of burn marks would make that sufficiently clear. Doesn't look like I'll get anything else out of that line of questioning. That's why I was probably mistaken about her having the pot. I don't think I need to press that statement. I think I know what I needed to press here. But then I remembered something. The owner of Kourindou made something that could move lost objects into a shop quickly. I need some information on what this is. So that's why you remembered. Well, it's supposedly only in the testing phase or something. We have a written statement from him about that, so it's as good as testimony. I see. Is Mr. Renosuke really a friend or a foe? Since I remembered that, I wonder why Miss Marissa was flying off in a different direction, holding something. It wasn't as much of a lead as I expected. And that something is the pot. Of course. But you don't know that for certain. In the same manner, you don't have proof that it wasn't the pot. Oh, come on. Thanks for pointing that out, Miss Know-It-All. Any other pearls of wisdom you'd like to share? Wow, dick. Doesn't look like there are any holes in her testimony. We might be in a dead end. I only got a brief glimpse of her. Okay, well, maybe I do need to press everything after all. That's why I probably mistake her about having the pot. Okay. We'll just press everything and see if she opens up. Mistaken? Yes, mistaken. The burden of proof is on the accuser. This is no small matter, you know. Well, excuse me for being mistaken. Is that enough? That's it? That's it. She's not a very pleasant person, is she? But then I remembered something. Chat, I'd like to point out that in this game we're not getting along, but in certain other games, these two characters get along just swimmingly, don't they? What is it? I got it. Let's get naked. What is it? I'm about to say it. You don't need to bother me like that. Can't you wait quietly for even half a second? I know you like to go fast, but please have some consideration for others. Grr. It seems that is all the progress the defense will be able to achieve. No, please wait, Your Honor. But you couldn't press any new information out of her during their cross-examination, could you? That was how I saw it, too. There must be a hint or something Miss Knowledge said. There must be a hint in something Miss Knowledge said. The problem isn't whether or not Miss Kirisame is smart enough to do it. It's a matter of character. That's what's preventing me from going anywhere. Now I shall hand down my verdict. What now? Should I wait or raise an objection? If I don't object, the verdict's coming down. An objection? What is it this time, defense? You should know when to pull back. You should never pull back until the last possible second. That's something all Tengu know. So what are you saying? I'm still going at full throttle for the truth. You're an amusing one. I appreciate the compliment, but may I get to my point? If you would. Then, first of all, Miss Magistrate, you mentioned this in your testimony. I heard an explosion, too. What about it? It seems to me that was a mistake. What? Why would it be a mistake? I believe the prosecution has already realized why. Miss Magistrate. Magistrate? Why did you say that? You gave them an opening. Anyway, Your Honor. What is it? As you have heard, the witness testified to hearing an explosion. That is new testimony. Ah! She gave new testimony, so it would only be right to have her amended to her current testimony. Yes, you are indeed correct. So witness, please give us your testimony concerning this matter. And I hope you say everything this time. This will be your last chance. Uh-oh. Both the explosion. I know where this one's going, chat. I heard a loud explosion. That's how I noticed Marissa. I don't know if she was using lasers or missiles, but the important thing is that it was Marissa. Oh, that's so easy. Doesn't seem like there are any problems this time. Thank goodness. But of course, we are going to cross-examine, because if I don't, it's all over. I like when they do that, and everyone in the court's like, makes sense to me, but you're like foaming at the mouth behind the screen, because you now see a piece of evidence that you've been focused on for the last, like, hour to 2 hours, and you know exactly where to put it, and everyone in the game's just like, nothing wrong here, I don't think. Alright, click the arrow. That's how I noticed Marissa. I don't know if it was using lasers, but the important thing is it was Marissa. But it couldn't have been Marissa. I'll show you why, motherfucker. I finally caught you, Miss Alice Majatroid. What do you mean? Weren't you listening to my testimony? Yes, and what you're basically saying is that the one who broke down the wall was the defendant, correct? Yes, isn't it obvious? It certainly seems obvious, but it's wrong. What? In that case, what did happen, Miss Shameimaru? I would like to submit new evidence to explain that, Your Honor. New evidence? At this point? What is it that would make you wait until now to submit such a thing? That would be this. This is... Huh? Oh no! Oh yes. Oh yeah. I have a written statement from the owner of Kourindou that at this time, the defendant's symbol of destruction, her mini Hakudo, is not in her possession. I like that, symbol of destruction. Unbelievable! I was unaware of such a development. It's not exactly a secret. Both the defendant and the owner of Kourindou informed me of this fact. But, Your Honor! Even if she didn't have her silly little toy, the defendant could still have used some other kind of magic to destroy the wall. Yes, I think so too. Does the defense have proof to the contrary? This is the big one. There is... Is there proof that she didn't use any other form of explosion? I mean, there has to be proof, right? I don't know if the Marissa having no special abilities constitutes as proof. But if I don't present proof, then this whole line of logic just fucking goes up in flames. Well, I guess there's proof, dickhead. A burnt piece of cloth with scorched edges. So, yeah. But here's the problem with that. What is this? It's meant to be evidence, Your Honor. I'm trying to prove that even without Marissa's device, her Hakudo, she can't destroy the wall. And Pachi is saying that even without it, she can. But can I prove that? Can I prove that without her thing, unless she had her thingy, there's no way she could have blew up the wall? I guess... I don't think this makes sense. What is this? What is this? It's meant to be... Yeah, I didn't think so. Dun 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 dun. There's no proof. Unfortunately, the defense lacks any evidence to counter the prosecution's theory. I thought so. I see. In that case, did the prosecution have another witness prepared? No, because we didn't expect our current witness to be so ineffective. Oof. Then I have reached a conclusion. I would like the prosecution to gather new evidence to prepare a new witness. Understood, Your Honor. I believe the defense also needs time to find new evidence and further build upon their case. I appreciate the assistance, Your Honor. This brings today's proceedings to a close. I would like everyone to make thorough preparations for tomorrow. Court adjourned. Alright, chat. Well, we're an hour and 15 minutes in. We have enough time to do the whole case, I'd say. Please, you gotta prove me innocent. I'm only human, you know. I could feel my life getting shorter by the second in there. You have no room to complain. It's only hard for us because of everyone's negative preconception of you. Well, I don't think it matters that much. You did a pretty good job defending me there, too. Thanks a lot. Keep at it tomorrow, too. Well, back to the old cell for me. She seems to be taking that pretty well. But you did it, Aya. You managed to extend the trial for another day. But kind of feels like delaying the inevitable. Don't worry. Just keep trying and we'll be fine. And I thought you were really cool today, too. Really? Well, the ship's already set sail. Might as well ride it out to the end. That's the spirit. So, Chad, I want to take a moment to explain. Marissa's house. There's like a giant observatory on the back of it, and I don't think I've ever seen the interior of that, but I've seen her house in like the mangas. And her house is wacky. There's so much shit going on in that house, but we don't see anything aside from the outside. I'm really curious as to why she has a giant, what's it called? Isn't it an observatory? I guess what it is an observatory. It's just she has this giant observatory in the back of her house that no one ever talks about. No, it's not even like a telescope. It looks like an observatory. It's a big steel silo-looking building, and there's a giant telescope jutting out of it. So it's got to be an observatory, right? When did that get there? Did she build it? Why didn't she use it? May 2nd, 7:28 a.m., Shameimaru and Co. Law Office. Alright. Well, where are we going first, Aya? You seem pretty excited today, Momiji. Of course I am. Today's trial is starting earlier than it did yesterday, so we need to hurry and find some evidence. Well, that is true, but I don't think we had to get up this early. Anyway, what should we focus on today? Well, we need to find some better evidence so we don't get stuck like we did yesterday. Alright. Where we got stuck. Let's talk, Momiji. Where exactly did we get stuck? What to do? Any ideas? On Miss Marjotroy, you remember her testimony, don't you? Yes, and I thought it was full of lies. That's what you thought too, right? Her Tsuchinoko's probably dead. I feel like she got rid of that before she even tried to take it in as a pet. Because she's like, hey, Reimu, check this out. It's like, oh, nice pet. All it does is eat shit, sleep, and Fortnite, repeat. And then that was it. We never saw that thing ever again. So she probably just got rid of it after she realized it was eating all of her food. Definitely. Feels way too unnatural. Especially about the explosion. But why does she have to lie? Is there any way we can find out? Of course, Momiji. Testimonies filled with falsehoods can provide a wealth of information. I like the part of that chapter where Marissa was like, your house is covered in vines. How do I get rid of this? Oh, industrial strength flamethrower ought to do it. And the fairies were like, Marissa, please don't do that, you fucking idiot. Kind of sad that they just abandoned that tree, you know? They just kind of moved out. They were like, I want to go to the big tree behind Reimu's house because it's awesome. It's closer to Reimu so we can fuck with her easier. And then the tree that they lived in originally just kind of disappeared. No one talks about it anymore. It's currently inhabited by unknown fairies. Like, its property has been leased again. It's free real estate and all that nonsense. But we don't really see it anymore because the fairies don't live there. Unless it comes up in the next volume of Sengetsui, the fourth one with Clown Piece, which I haven't read yet because I'm still reading Horn Hermit. Anyway, of course, Momiji, testimonies filled with falsehoods can provide a wealth of information. Huh? I think that's the only time Marissa ever got a job for her services. Someone came to her house for a job anyway, without her, like, imposing herself on the job. You don't know why people tell lies? I haven't the slightest idea. They lie to hide the truth, plain and simple. Of course, there are times when people lie for no reason, but this time is different. When that many sets of ears are present, I doubt anyone could lie without a reason. Ah, I suppose you're right. So here's a quick question. What is the opposite of a lie? That would be the truth, right? Exactly. Which means that Alice did not want the truth to be revealed. I think I'm beginning to understand now. we know what Alice is lying about and prove it with evidence, it will show the court that her testimony is completely unreliable. Excellent answer. Keep it up and I might even let you write an article or two. Do you really mean it? Maybe. Oh. How dare you? How dare you, Aya? I guess we'll go back to Kourindou first. Satori must be like losing her mind in the stands. She's a backseat gamer, chat. She's just jutting out one-word answers, but hers are always going to be correct. She's entirely justified in her attitude because she knows the truth. Unlike everyone else who thinks they know what's going on, and then when it's wrong, they just clam up and don't even admit their mistakes. And then immediately after, they do it again, and then they're wrong again. God, I love those people. Same day, Kourindou. Hello, anyone home? The store doesn't seem to be terribly popular. He didn't even lock the door. Backseat gamer girlfriend Satori. I mean, she wouldn't be able to help you. Satori is canonically likes mystery novels and stuff because she likes I don't think deconstructing is the word, but I guess she likes the thought experiment with characters that she's unable to read the minds of because of the characters in literature, and it seems like she even writes her own books. But she's not Agatha Christie, which is a real character in the Touhou series, by the way. That actually happened. It seems he has stepped out. He really should have locked the door in that case. I imagine that Reimu often takes a couple things with her when she sees it like this. Well, serves him right. Alright. Well, there's nothing here of interest. It's a Buddha statue stored in a glass case. I think it could use a good dusting. And Aya checked the pot. She found 10 gold. She quietly placed it back inside the pot. No, that's your gold now, Aya. You deserved it. Is there anything here? Oh, the important things are placed inside and it's locked with a key. Somehow I don't think there's any money in it. Well, nothing here. Guess we'll go to the detention cell. Same day. Is this in the basement? What if Flandre's next door? Imagine spending a day in a prison cell and Flandre's next door doing whatever the hell Flandre does. What if he tries to get in through the wall to see you? God, that would be scary. Same day, 7:49 a.m. SDM detention cell. Yo! Is she just naturally energetic? What's with the long face? You weren't the one in the slammer. Well, I'm still feeling awfully restricted. You just gotta know to take the good with the bad, the bright with the dark, and the counter bombs with the clip deaths. You know, I experienced a lot of that last one earlier. But I didn't have counter bombs. I only had clip deaths. Alice's lies. Miss Kirisame, you said that you didn't steal the pot. However, Miss Mardetroy did nothing but try to paint you as a criminal or testimony. I'm assuming the last one is referring to death bombs and when you're grazing and you accidentally touch the bullet on like the absolute minimum amount of distance required, and then the bullet hits you and you're just like, what the fuck? That kind of shit. Because a death bomb lets you get away with getting hit, and a clip death makes you feel really fucking stupid. Of course, I've never heard the term clip death before, but usually when they talk about clipping, they mean getting really close to something to go through it. So I would assume what that means in this case is trying to clip through a bullet by getting so close you get by it, but you end up getting hit instead. That's what I assume. Don't quote me on that. However, Miss Mardetroy did nothing but try to paint you as a criminal with her testimony. Do you know why she would do that? If I did, I'm pretty sure I would have mentioned it already. Yes, I suppose you're right. Maybe if you think hard enough, you'll remember something. What, like what Alice pulled in court yesterday? Haha, yes, just like her. Look how precious she is. This is no laughing matter, Momiji. Aww. But to be perfectly honest with you, I got no idea. Maybe Alice just felt like lying. But you do think she was lying, correct? Yeah, she's gotta be. Mostly because that isn't how I remember things at all. I just don't get why. I see. Clip death is dying because of wrongly estimating bullet hitbox sizes, according to MaribelHearn.com. So yeah, I think my description was pretty close to that. Wrongly estimating bullet hitbox size. So yeah, getting too close and then catching it and being like, God damn it. Too horny for the graze points. Sorry I couldn't help you out any. Well, it's alright, I guess. But you simply being the defendant isn't helping to begin with. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I got it now. What do you mean? What do you got? What do you got, champ? Oh, Marissa remembered. I like that MaribelHearn.com is a web domain. I got it. I remembered something. Chat, I saw on my Twitter feed a couple days ago of a Left 4 Dead mod with Runko and Maribel. And yeah, I kind of want that. Touhou mods for Left 4 Dead. That sounds great. I haven't played Left 4 Dead in years. And you know, it's always mods that bring us back to the games that we remembered so fondly that we never played. Because we're always looking for excuses to replay them. And mods make a great reason for that. Really, you remember just like that. You bet. We humans can do anything when we're serious. The URL you found. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Because it had nothing to do with Touhou at all, but then it was stuck in the URL. You bet. We humans can do anything when we're serious. Speaking of that, I really gotta do a Sonic Adventure 2 randomized someday. That seems so stupid. I have to try it. Who will the other two be then? Sunreko or Sanai? Chiori or Yumemi? That's a good question. Chiori and Yumemi retired to Gensokyo permanently. Sanai is now in Gensokyo as well. Sumereko is the only character who's from the outside world and still is, but she constantly makes her way into Gensokyo through the dream portal, the Kaien Tunnel, I believe is what it is. The Kaien Way, I forget what it's called, but it's the tunnel where dreams, the tunnel of dreams basically, and she ends up going there. I mean, the whole plot of Violet Detector is that the dream world denizens are like upset with her or something like that. I'm not really sure. I don't know. It could be anyone, really. Couldn't be Moko or Kaguya, though, because they would just die and then get back up anyway. Actually, no, I take that back. Moko or Kaguya would make perfect sense, because when you die in Left 4 Dead, you die, but after a while you spawn in a hero closet, and then you come back to life. So they would also fit in that sense. Kind of stupid, but you know. Left 4 Dead 2 has a mod change the whole concept of Carnival of Touhou songs. Oh, really? Oh, you know, I gotta look into that someday. Someday, but not today. You bet, we humans can do anything when we're serious. So what do you think? Miss Margatroyd said what she did. If we know, we should be able to solve everything at once. Now, wait a moment, that's not it. What? I can't tell you why I think Alice said what she did. What? How disappointing. Could you guys just make up your mind? One minute you're raring to go, the next, no drive at all. Well, I just happen to ride the wind, literally and metaphorically. Now you're starting to worry me. Anyway, even if it doesn't help you any, I remembered something I can tell you about. Might as well hear what it is. I think it was about 3 days ago while I was picking up mushrooms in the forest. In the forest? You mean the forest of magic, right? Yep, the mushrooms there make some good ingredients for my magic soup. I make mushroom soup and I throw it at Alice's house. Make her house big and stinky. Chad, I feel like, you know what's happened to me is every time I see anything in this game, anytime I see anything in Touhou now, I immediately go back to Busy Person series. The goddamn Busy Person series is slowly mingling its way into my canon representation of characters. That's bad. God damn it. As long as Alice stays fine. But I can't help it. I can't help it. That game had a massive impact on me. Anyway, back to my story. Suddenly I hear this explosion out of nowhere. An explosion. If it was so loud, it probably would have been enough to take out the wall at Ayante. And just so you know, I wasn't able to use magic then either. Yes, I was certain of that, although I would have asked just to make sure. History of the Moon remix as tank music? Oh my god. That's pretty sick. Wow, you're amazing, Aya. I would have asked just to make sure. I hate the tank. What's the matter? Why are you two looking at me like that? Was it something I said? Don't worry about it. I take it that's why you hesitated a bit just after I told you, right? Momiji, why are you glaring at me? Whatever, let's just get back on track. So about the explosion, from where did you hear it coming? Give me a sec, I need to think about it. I'd say it was pretty close to the lake, probably. It was deeper in the forest from where I was hunting mushrooms. Smack dab between my place and Alice's place, and a straight shot from Kourindou. Somewhere around there. So, rather vague directions. Didn't you go to the lake to see for yourself? You think I wanted to get close to that? You should have been able to find it if you're flying. Alright then, we'll continue our investigation there. I hope you find something. I'm kind of starting to get tired of being cooped up like this. I want to fly around on my broom and drink some tea with Reimu again. Look at that smug aura. Now that is one smug face. We'll investigate every last square inch. So let's go to forest entrance then. Well, we're here, although I'm not sure what we're looking for. Maybe we should ask someone for help. That's a good idea, except there really isn't anyone here. Probably. Let's just look around elsewhere for now. Okay. There's no one here right now, so we need to go elsewhere. So let's go back to Ayante. Oh my god. Speed it up! Same day, Ayante. Outer wall. Looks like they haven't started repairing it yet. That's because they don't want anyone touching it until the trial's over. I hope we can wrap it up today. Otherwise, I won't be able to have the article ready in time for the next issue. I think your priorities are a little out of order. Okay. Momiji? Yes? I really don't think there's much we can do, but I would like to take a closer look at that pile of rubble. I don't think it's much of an issue, though. Didn't Mrs. Aoi and the other police maids inspect it already? I suppose, but I'm not sure if they're entirely used to their role yet. I'm almost positive they overlooked something. I just know there's something still in there that we can tie to the real culprit. Why are you so confident? Why do you feel like we can just assume that? When we came here on the first day, they were in the middle of investigating, weren't they? I believe so. We talked with Mrs. Aoi as well. Or two. Between then and now, not a single pebble has been moved. Huh? Trust me, my photographic eyes are as good as any camera. There is no evidence of the rubble being moved. So, the possibility of something still being buried underneath, it is extremely high. Even if you say that, won't we be overstepping our boundaries as the defense? Never stop Phoenix. You don't understand at all. Even though I'm acting as a defense attorney, I still have the hard-hitting investigative skills of a reporter. I am completely in my element. You ever think about how Phoenix just raids crime scenes for evidence? Now that you mention it, you're right. Now you see? In that case, let's put our skills into use. And by our, I mean your. I need to keep looking around. Don't get sloppy now. What? You're not gonna help me? If we don't split up, we'll never make it in time. You don't even have to think about it. Just dig around until nothing's left. Oh. Alright, so Momiji's working on this. We can't go in Aaron's room. Let's go back to Kourindou and see if... Okay, so maybe Korin's back. Same day, Kourindou. Hello, anyone home? Doesn't look like it. Okay, anyone here now? Oh god, it's so slow! Same day, forest entrance. I sure wish someone else would come along. Ah! Mr. Morchika! Hey! Oh, what are you doing here, Miss Shameimaru? I could ask you the same thing. I'm just taking a bit of a walk. You don't say. Oh yes, may I ask you a few questions? Sure, why not? Alright, let's talk to the buff man. Don't be fooled, chat. He is ripped under that, whatever he's wearing. Did you happen to hear an explosion in the forest approximately 3 or 4 days ago? Excuse me? Would you happen to know anything about it? Of course I know. That was me. Huh? See? I was testing this. What exactly is that? I call it igniting cloth. It's an original product I plan to sell eventually. By using a special kind of magic, the cloth is rubbed together forcefully and produces heat. Why are you developing this product? Well, mostly as a way to easily light firewood. However, there's a problem with its strength, so it's not ready for practical use yet. What is the problem? It is simply too intense. During that trial, just a small square produced a huge explosion. If I weren't testing it by the lake, it likely would have turned out much worse. Have you sold it to anyone yet? Out of the question. I would never sell something so dangerous. However, while I was testing it, a few sheets were carried away by a gust of wind. What? I recovered all but 4 or 5 sheets. Still, it requires the same temperature to ignite as gunpowder, so I don't think there will be any injuries. So there could be more out there. I'm speechless at your lack of concern. I like how Renosuke is just... He basically just gave me a side quest. There are 4 or 5 pieces of exploding paper riddled throughout Gensokyo. You must go stop them all. Go collect all of them and prevent Gensokyo from going kaboom. Good side quest. Maybe I'll get materia for it. That doesn't matter right now. Would you say it's powerful enough to break down a wall? If there were 2 sheets, it might be strong enough. Why did you make something so dangerous? Ah, I'm sorry. I didn't think it would be that powerful. But at least I now have something to measure it by. I wonder if anyone else will have the other sheets. Find the other sheets. Alright, so now we have information, chat. So let's go see if Momiji found anything. Do you know anything? Oh, I should show him... Oh, wait. I should show him the cloth piece, duh. Show him this. Would this happen to be a piece of igniting cloth? Yes, but how exactly did you get it? Oh, it was just floating on the wind. Probably shouldn't tell him, just in case. It's been burned already, but I thought that the sheets that were blown away hadn't been ignited yet. Looks like there are a lot more room for improvement than I initially thought. The important part isn't how much is left, but the firepower. The court record isn't updated. Okay, so the burnt cloth is a piece of cloth with scorched edges, handmade by Renosuke Morichika, who dubbed it igniting cloth. As it is still in testing, it will create a loud explosion when ignited. I think it's about time I return to my store. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to stop by and ask. Could you tell me more how to get to the lake before you leave? Just go straight all the way down this path. Thank you very much. Farewell. Alright, now I can go to the lake. So let's go to the forest lakeside. Ooh, chat! One of these things is not like the other. Same day, forest lakeside. No one's gonna mistake this for anything bigger than a lake, that's for sure. Well, first of all, let's address the elephant in the room. Oh, could that be? I should be able to fly up there and take it. Great, this should help out quite a bit. Igniting cloth placed in the court record. So an unused sheet of igniting cloth. It feels slightly damp for some reason. Alright. And no one here. A lake so clean and clear, it seems as if you see the bottom. Relaxing spot. Isn't the lake nice, chat? Isn't it a nice lake? Very big tree. I wonder how old it could be. So I'm going to take that back to Renosuke. He said he'd be back, but he hasn't returned yet. Where could he be? What? Okay, I guess we'll check on Momiji. Yeah. It's a little in your face. That said, sometimes with the old graphics of Phoenix, right, it'd be very hard to tell that there's an item in the foreground or like in the background you need to touch to interact with and pick up. Same day, 1:01 p.m. Ante Utterwall. Dig up anything yet, Momiji? Hiya, I'm so tired. So what did you find? I looked under every last rock. Here's what I found. What is this? It looks like a button that broke off something. And if you look here, there's a bit of burned string connected to it. So a button and a string. Doesn't look like much. But anyway, you did a fine job, Momiji. Do you mean it? Yep, you did me proud. I had a feeling you could work hard today. Wholesome. Absolutely wholesome. We've collected a lot of new evidence today. But Aya, shouldn't we start preparing for the trial? Oh, is it time already? I think I need to take a bath first, so please go on ahead of me. Try not to take too long. And I need to get ready myself. Button and string placed in court record. Okay. So, a broken button and a singed string. The fact that it was found was nothing short of miraculous. Pixel hunting. Yeah, I can't think of any definite examples, but I know there were at least one or two different instances where I was running around looking for the object in question to progress the plot. Alright, it's finally time. If we can't reach a verdict today, we'll hate ourselves in the morning. Why is that? Today's the deadline for this trial. Oh, so that's it. Anyway, you guys think you're up for it? Of course we are. I'll put everything I have into proving you innocent. Otherwise, it wouldn't make for a good article. Well, aren't we sure of ourselves? Why aren't we sure of ourselves today? So does that mean you found some convincing evidence? Without a doubt. I'd like to know where you got all this confidence from. Well, if I weren't confident, I couldn't be a reporter. But, if I use what I found properly, they will be our trump cards. I won't hope for too much, but I can't do nothing but wait it out. The trial is starting now. Whatever happens, I'm sure it will turn out just fine. Have I heard of Genius of Sephiros? Yes, that has been brought up on more than one occasion. I've been told it's bullshit hard. So yeah, not exactly something I'm aching to play. Had enough bullshit hard in my life. Don't need more. It sounded kind of pessimistic to me. Character on the left for dead. Nearly every main character in the game, up to 10. 3 fairies, Junko, special zombie. I got Tay. I got Tay as a smoker. What the fuck? How would that work? The second day of the trial, Miss Kirisame is now in session. Have both sides made their preparations? Let's make a save here, just in case. 2-2, trial start. Preparations complete, Your Honor. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Excellent. May I have your opening statement, Miss Patchouli? Of course. I wonder how she will start it off today. I'm sure she'll already settle it in today's course of action, though. Here is the prosecution's opening statement. During the previous trial, we were unable to reach a decision concerning Miss Kirisame, so we investigated once again. First, we questioned the defendant. As that is part of the defendant's habitual activities, we also analyzed her past heists for patterns in her movement. Finally, we also have a problem with her boastful statements in the Boom Boom Mother newspaper, claiming, "I'm only borrowing them." God damn it. Ah. She finally decided to use that article I wrote about Miss Kirisame stealing from her library. In actuality, nothing that she claims to have borrowed that suited her personal taste is yet to be returned to original owners. Chad, I don't really like dungeon crawlers very much. At all. They're too wooden for my taste. You get an image of your character, a zoomed in image of your character. You fight still images of other characters. You get standard RPG Maker effects. You get ridiculous ass numbers that do way too fucking much, and then you die, or you power grind. It's not for me. It's too stale in that sense. Does PMD count as a dungeon crawler? Yes and no. Because it handles it a little bit differently with its combat, and it's a lot more animated. It's a lot more happening. Everything in old school dungeon crawlers were just images. It's all images. And again, since most of these are made in RPG Maker, they have a lot of RPG Maker effects as well. It's not like a game can be bad like that, though. For example, Lisa is an absolutely fantastic game. I love that game. It's super good. And it's traditional RPG Maker sound effects and everything. But it still has a personality to itself, which is great. You're not just beating up still images of dudes. I mean, you are. But it's not like you're just running into this. Every character in Lisa has something to them. A name, and like, there's something to every character. Etrian Odyssey's pretty good. Etrian Odyssey's kind of similar, but there's more world in Etrian Odyssey than other dungeon crawlers, if that makes sense. There's more characters than just your party. More life to them. Of course, I'm only really referring to the Touhou fan ones. Like something like Labyrinth of Touhou I know is really popular, but I can already tell I would not really want to play it. It would be very long and it would be a lot of the same. Genius is a Unity game, not RPG Maker. Yeah, well, okay. I still don't know what it is, and I don't really care that much either. I just know it's hard. In actuality, nothing she claims to have borrowed that suited her personal taste has yet to be returned to its original owners. The defendant is naturally suspicious for the aforementioned reason, to say nothing to the eyewitness account. Etrian Odyssey was fun, and then I beat the main story, and then I was done, because everything was ridiculous. Also, while the I missed a line. While the testimony of Miss Alice Margatroyd has a number of issues, she still notified the authorities immediately after the incident occurred. That much is indubitably certain. There's a reason I don't grind on stream. It's boring. If I absolutely have to grind, like when I do in Kaizo, I do it all off stream. I do as much as I can without grinding, and unless it's absolutely vital that I grind, like in the case of Union Cave and Kaizo, I will not grind on stream. I did not grind at all in Moemon, and I finished the game. Because grinding on stream is boring. I did it in Touhou A Live because it was necessity. I needed to do it, and it was quick, and I didn't need to do it for that long. Whereas Pokemon grinding can take hours, unless you're using speed up. And since Touhou A Live is also a game that fully heals you every single time you finish a battle, and the enemies in question were dying in one hit. Easy stuff. In summation, the prosecution will continue to pursue the guilty verdict of Miss Kirisame. Stanky balance. The thing I don't really like about Etrian Odyssey is that it balances a 5v1 by giving the one enemy ridiculous abilities. I played the after game. I fought the red dragon, kicked my ass, and I found out, oh, if you want to fight this thing, you basically have to gear up for invincible fire resistance, and then you can uncap your level. And then there's a secret dungeon that's off in the 4th area. I went into there, ran into the first FOE. It cast team-wide petrification. Everyone on my team became petrified, and the game ended because you can't cure petrification. So everybody was just dead. And I was like, cool dungeon. I'm done. And summation. That is all. You don't think she's upset, do you? Yell and null their breath or mitigate damage. Yeah, the problem I have with them is they restrict your ability to level up too. It's like, oh, if you wanna go past level 70, you gotta beat a dragon, then you uncap your level. I was not a fan of that, and I didn't have any fire eggs. I picked up the fire egg that gives like super invincibility, essentially invincibility to fire, and then I used it. And then I used it, and it didn't come back, and I was like, fuck this. Thorough investigation indeed. Now, Miss Shameimaru. Yes? Do you have any objections to her statement? How does UNO and his tank music sound? I wonder if UNO would better fit the witch. The witch would have to be very foreboding music, and then when you actually activate her, it picks the fuck up. No, not at the moment, Your Honor. It seems to be mostly a statement of opinion. Very well. Your Honor, may I call the first witness? Yes, you may. Bailiff, please lead the witness to the stand. Hello again. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Huh? My name ain't Witness. It's Cherno. Then just your occupation, please. Occupation? Fairy, I guess? Please do not bother with her, Miss Knowledge. It appears that she has forgotten about her previous experience here. Oh, poor Squishy. Acknowledged. Oh, we're going right into it. Alright. Yeah, I remember what happened then. Marissa was there, Alice was there, and I was there. Marissa came flying from Ayante. Alice turned to look at her. I can remember all that because I'm a genius. Helpful. Ah, so is that what happened? Or should I say, what a fine performance? But she was reluctant to tell us that much. I'm not sure if you can get any kind of response out of this witness, but your cross-examination, please. What's that supposed to mean? Yes, understood. What I saw. Alright. Yeah, I remember what happened then. Marissa was there, Alice was there, and I was there. Are you sure about that? Of course I am. You can trust me on this. I still can't get over that her dialect is very similar to the way that Meowth talks. That's asking for quite a lot. But she's the one giving testimony, so unless you have proof she is mistaken, you have no choice but to believe her. Marissa came flying from Ayante. When did you see her? About same time as the explosion. Are you really sure about that? I wish you would not confuse the witness with such questions. Objection sustained. If you have any problems with her testimony, please present evidence. Yes, I understand. I shouldn't need proof to show that didn't happen. I doubt you were near Ante at the time. Please continue with your testimony. Alice turned to look at her. Marissa came flying from Ante. How could you know that? How could you know that, you dummy head? I don't believe you for a second. Let's read our book. Let's see. Aaron's pot was stolen. Not Marissa's possession. Marissa was 20 minutes. Occurred. Not possess her thingy-majiggy. Here's what the pot looks like. Marissa has no special abilities. The burnt cloth. The igniting cloth. The button and string. I have nothing. Fuck me. Let's just keep going then. I don't have anything that makes sense to me. We'll wait for a moment to give me my hint. So when you say her, you mean Miss Kirisame. Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah. I also remember one of the dolls disappearing too. Wow, I'm such a genius, I amaze myself sometimes. I heard nothing of the sort. I didn't say that before? No, you didn't. However, I can still support your statement. That statement. Your Honor, I have evidence to submit along with her testimony. Very well. Alice's doll. A doll delivered to the STM held a letter describing the sequence of events during the incident. New evidence. Poggers. So this is the doll that disappeared during that time. Correct. As you can see, it is holding a letter concisely stating Miss Kirisame's name and the circumstances of the theft. Because of that doll, we were able to immediately dispatch our force to the location. I see. I can remember all that because I'm a genius. Now hold the fuck on. You mean that doll snitched within like 10 minutes? 20 minutes? That's crazy, I don't believe that. You remember anything else? Nope. I need to be a super genius to do that. I'm just a normal genius. Well, she's humble. Well, it's good to see some humility from her. There's something odd about her testimony. Cherno must have done something else. Yeah, I remember what happened then. Alright. Marissa was there. I'll press the last one. I think the doll is what I need to blow this one up. I'd like to know what you remembered. I'm still getting there, you know. Wait till I'm done talking, idiot. And it's even more shocking coming from her. I got called an idiot by Cherno. Ah, if I may say something. I sympathize with the defense. Thank you very much, Your Honor. That was tiring. However, it doesn't feel like you're making any new developments. The prosecution agrees, Your Honor. Any further cross-examination is futile. This eyewitness report corroborates? You mean corroborates? Is that a word? Isn't it corroborate? Oh god, I don't even know what the word is anymore. Corroborate? Corroborate. Is okay. That's fine? Corroborate. Okay, corroborate with the actions of the defendant. I guess I was thinking of the word collaborate, and I couldn't see it as anything else every time I tried to read it. The court also thinks so. I believe I am ready to hand down my verdict. Any objections, Miss Shameimaru? Obviously. Why did the judge even ask? I need to think fast. If I give up here, it's all over. Of course there's an objection somewhere. There are no objections. There has to be a fucking objection. Yet another half-hearted objection, Miss Shameimaru. I wasn't able to properly cross-examine the witness. However, something that happened during the cross-examination caught my attention. What would that be? Well, I would like testimony on the new fact that was revealed just a short while ago. New fact? You said something about it too, didn't you? About the disappearing doll. But once I realized what the witness meant, and submitted it as evidence, that was settled. Indeed. No, I'm afraid not. While you did submit that doll as evidence, you did not tie it to the witness's testimony. What do you mean by that? Chirno, do you remember the color of the doll that disappeared? Pretty sure it was a yellowish kind of color. I'm glad to hear that unexpected answer. Now please look at the doll submitted as evidence. Oh. That's right. At this time, we now know that the doll Chirno saw and the doll in evidence have nothing to do with each other. Oh. No matter how you look at it, this doll is almost entirely clad in blue. Which means it cannot be the same doll. What is the meaning of this? So, where is the yellow doll Chirno saw? That is currently unknown. At the very least, we have verified that Chirno's account is likely false. Quite a troubling development. And there's one more troubling fact. Sending out the doll with a letter at the same moment as the explosion is entirely unbelievable. You would need to be able to stop time like Detective Izayoi. Now, Chirino, why were you unable to remember that? I imagine it's not every day you see Miss Kirisami departing from an explosion like that. Huh? Of course I wasn't watching Marissa. I was looking at Alice. Huh? What? Eh? She's standing on a box. I was looking at Alice because I felt like it. What is that supposed to mean? It don't mean nothing. I just really like her. There is definitely something strange going on here. Order! Order in the court! At any rate, I didn't know you were interested in that kind of thing, Chirno. What kind of thing? Is there a problem with liking Alice?
Yes.
I do believe there is. Gallery ain't happy about that one. Speechless. Absolutely speechless. While I don't entirely comprehend the situation, it is clear that Chirno was not exactly focused on the incident. The judge seems pretty shaken up. But I can't blame her. I am too. Thank you, Afam, for continuing your sub. This is PC98 music? Whose theme? Whose theme is this? I don't recognize it. I only know a handful of PC98 themes off the top of my head. I pretty much don't know any of the stage themes. I think it's a stage theme. That might explain it. I know Mima's theme, Reincarnation. I know most of the PODD ones. I know Orange's theme. I really like Orange's theme, by the way. And of course, everyone knows Bad Apple. It is the last stage of 5. Oh, it's Shinky's stage theme? She may have caused some discord, but I believe that the witness is sincere in her words. I hope you enjoy however much more to come. And of course, I hope you enjoy your emotes. Oh, your badge didn't update though, that's weird. That's weird, why didn't it update? If you're continuing it, that means you should be at 2 months, yeah? Why is it only at 1 month? Huh. Well, that's interesting. Oh well, that just means you get to be a sack boy for a month. Congratulations. I guess so. From her general description of the defendant's actions, they add credibility to the fact that Miss Kirusame was the culprit. Oh no. I need to make a move here. Call that person to the witness stand. No, I should see how things develop. We need to put not Aya. Your Honor. It was originally a gift sub. Yeah, but it still should count you for 1 month if you had it. So maybe it just needs to update, yeah. I don't know. Either way, we'll see. We'll see if it fixes itself. What is it, Miss Shameimaru? The defense would like to call someone to the witness stand. Oh, I see. What do you think, Miss Knowledge? While they announced it in an ungainly manner, they must have some reason. If they have a convincing candidate in mind, I shall allow it. I think you need to finish the first month. Oh, did you can renew it early? I didn't know this, chat. I don't know how this stuff works. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, I see. Very well. Now, Miss Shameimaru, please name your witness. Oh, I wonder who I'm going to call. Call Chirno to the stand. I want Alice back. I wish to call Miss Alice Magdatroid to the stand. What are you talking about? She gave us her testimony the day before. Yes, I recall that. However, there were many unanswered questions about that. I think continuing just sets up recurring. If it's a gift sub, then okay. I'm learning. I think we're all learning something here, chat. However, there were many unanswered questions about that. My arm is sore. Maybe I slept on it wrong. I mean, to be fair, my sleep was all kinds of wild. I read my dream earlier. Fucking paragraph of nonsense. Chat, remind me tomorrow when we do Mario Paint. Remind me to draw that UFO saw blade, if I still remember how it looks. I gotta put that on a canvas. You gotta see it. It's fucking weird. It was a really weird thing. Like, but by no means should I not have completely taken my own arm off when I was operating it, but I did, because I guess I'm a goddamn genius. She told me many unnecessary lies, and I wish to know why she complicated this case even further. Her testimony did not have a number of discrepancies, and she seemed to misjudge quite a few things. That is not all. While I want her to give a proper testimony, I also think that today I can put to rest why she gave such a flimsy testimony yesterday. The defense believes that there is a specific reason for her falsified testimony. Very well. But, Your Honor, as an Enma, I cannot bear falsehoods. I would like to know what happened for her to resort to such words. Thank you very much, Your Honor. Now, the court will take a recess period. During that time, please summon the witness, Miss Knowledge. Acknowledged. Patchouli knowledgey acknowledgey. Court is now in recess. Good time for a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, I picked up my controller when I should have picked up my mouse. Woo! Finally feels like we're hanging on by the skin of our teeth. Maybe I should have hit the button. I should have hit the button so there was music playing at the very least. So chat, what I've been trying to do with my ads, because you know I'm monetized now, I can do that. I actively go through my video and I try to put them at parts that like are transition screens, so they don't just immediately show up in the middle of something important. That's what I've been trying to do anyway. Seems to be working so far. I don't really put much in terms of advertisements on there anyway. Doesn't matter to me. Still, I'd rather, if it's gonna be on there, I'd rather it's somewhere where if it does show up, it's not gonna completely kill the pace of the video, you know? Ooh, it feels like we're hanging on by the skin of our teeth. Indeed, but we still have one more hurdle to clear. If we can't do that, all our work will be for nothing. Please, just please do it somehow. I'm begging you. But I'm almost spent. You're still amazed out there, Aya. I knew you could make it this far. If you say so, but those humans are the really amazing ones. Some even do this for a living. This is tough enough as a yokai. You might say that. Looks like they're about to resume the trial. Alright, I'll give it everything I got. Poggers. Pog Aya. Here we are. Trial is now back in session. What of the witness, Miss Knowledge? We have called for her as requested. Please enter the courtroom, witness. I mean, she was already there. What is the meaning of this? Why have I been called here yet again? It has to do with the matter of your testimony the previous day. It was unsatisfactory. I simply misunderstood the situation. What else do you expect from me? Unfortunately, Miss Margictroid, I don't think that is the case. What did you say? Everyone settle down now. Anyway, I also have questions about your testimony yesterday, Miss Alice Margictroid. I hope you will be able to resolve these concerns for your sake. Alright then. You don't lie in front of the Enma. She'll beat your ass. Literally. Oops, wrong button. I am hovering on the exit game. Don't want to do that. Now then, Miss Shameimaru, about what did you wish for the witness to testify? First, I would like to hear about the order of events. Tell us what you did during the incident once more. And be sure to mention what you sent your doll as well. Chat, you know what one of the sickest tracks in Phoenix Wright history is? Is the one that plays in Justice for All. Case 4. The scary one. Damn, that's a good track. Also, I think my favorite cornered theme is Apollo Justice. And be sure to mention when you sent your doll as well. I think if I had to rank them, from the 5 that I played the original trilogy, Apollo Justice, and I don't remember Dual Destinies, and I don't remember Spirit of Justice at all. I'm just saying. But of the original 4, it's Apollo Justice, the original, Justice for All, and Trials and Tribulations. I think Trial and Tribulations corner theme is kind of weak, but the original is also super good, but I love Apollo's. It's so good. Be sure to mention when you set your doll as well. Let us hear your testimony on that matter. The first one's a classic, so it gets nostalgia value for sure. But I love Apollo's. Apollo's carries such a good beat. I don't think it'll be worth the effort, though. And also, the corner theme for Ace Attorney Investigations is also a banger. Love that one. I don't think it'll be worth the effort, though. I saw Marissa in the same moment I saw the explosion. Then I promptly sent word to the Scarlet Devil Mansion. I summarized the events on a slip of paper and sent it there using one of my dolls. The doll I sent is the same one being held as evidence. I never played the Layton crossover. I own it though, I bought it, I just never played it. It seems similar to Chirino's testimony, does it not? She did a better job this time, but there must be something I can use to call her out. I would like to begin my cross-examination now. I saw Marissa in the same moment I saw the explosion. You're gonna talk about that one. You said as much in your testimony yesterday. Of course. Please refrain from such useless statements. Then I promptly sent word to the Scarlet Devil Mansion. Oh, I clicked, nice. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? Well, since I was the one who first informed them of the incident, I thought it went without saying. Can you give us more details on how you contacted them? I was about to do so. Stop bothering me like that. I know you're the fastest in Gensokyo, but you need to learn when to be patient. I'm pretty sure it was a game that was UK localized, and then when it came over here, they just were like, yeah, all right, and then they just sent it, because that was Xenoblade. Xenoblade got that localization, so everyone's so English, and then when it came over here, they're just like, yeah, just send it like that. That's good. That's fine. Because they refer to flashlights as torches, and that's not a North American thing, that's for sure. When I first heard that a torch was being used to refer to as a flashlight, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? There is such a distinct difference between a flashlight and a torch, but we're referring to this as one of the same, and I was just like, what is going on here? you goddamn weirdos. And you did all this as soon as you could. Yes, even though it happened suddenly, I was able to do it quickly. I didn't have much time, so I might have made some mistakes in my haste. It's like how football and soccer exists, but you guys call soccer football. But then you call football American football. Why who was the one being difficult here? Who was being difficult here? Was it us or you? It says Aente, theft, Marissa, pot. Sounds about right. The doll I sent is the one being used held as evidence. Luke's voice is different from the American dub and the British dub, so I found that out quickly. I didn't know even that was different. That'll be weird to hear Phoenix and Maya. Then again, Maya didn't have a voice at that point, but Phoenix is who's Phoenix's voice actor? I know who it is. I don't remember his name. I think his name is Sam. I just know he's the voice of Donatello as well. But I can't for the life of me remember his full name. So what is this? So all this happened at roughly the same time as the explosion. That's right. Didn't Chirino mention that in her testimony too? Is this another dead end? Gotta retort, baby. Actually, that's where you're wrong, Miss Mardetroid. What? Chirino's testimony was faulty. Huh? What do you mean by that? In Chirino's testimony, she said that the doll you sent at the same time as the explosion was yellow. This doll is blue. American Luke's British accent is really bad. Is it? I never really minded it. I was more focused on I like the OST in Layton. It's very relaxing. And also infuriating for puzzles. And the puzzles. I like Layton's voice. I also like how in Professor Layton, any character who wasn't story relevant was one of the most grotesque abominations of a human being you'll ever see in your life. Like, oh, let's talk to this guy. He looks like a half-baked potato, and his arms are thinner than like his fingers. They're freaky. They're freaky as hell. They're some kind of humanoid abominations. Which means that it could not have been this doll. Ugh. And then, Chirino said that you sent the doll at the exact same time as the explosion. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you would have made. There's absolutely no way you could write that fast. Ah! I mean, yeah. It was kind of expected. How do you write a letter that fast and send it there? She got caught within 20 minutes, which means that letter got there within 20 minutes of the explosion. That's crazy. So, care to explain? What happened to the yellow doll that you released at the same time as the explosion? That's... You can't say, can you? Uh-oh. No, I can. The yellow doll flew back to my house. What? Your house? It's the respawn point, baby. Yes, my house. I had just finished my shopping at that time. I didn't want anything to get dirty from the debris, so I sent it home ahead of me. So in Chirno's testimony, she was absolutely correct. She saw the doll that I sent to my house. Of course, I then quickly wrote a letter for another doll and sent to the mansion right after. But that means you let Miss Kirisame escape. Her broom seemed to be behaving oddly, and she was forced to land soon after. She is correct on that matter. The defendant was on foot when she was arrested. She was carrying the broom, but it wasn't carrying her. No way. Is that as far as I'm going to get? Just don't give up now, Aya. Turn your point of view about the situation. Turn. About? Hey! She said the line. Yes, that's right. For example, I can't think of anything right now, but just think about the situation in reverse. Reverse. That's right. Maybe if I ask about this. Why did you release the doll? Why was there an explosion? And why was it so sudden? Is there a problem with that matter? There is no problem, is there? What's the point of discussing that any further? Absolutely none whatsoever. Rats. Looks like I slipped up. Reverse. Think about it in reverse. Why was there an explosion? Alright, I guess that makes sense. I mean, we have the cloth stuff, so obviously we should have been pursuing this line of thinking right away. I believe we might be mistaken about one of the biggest assumptions in this case. And what would that be, pray tell? Yes, I would like to know as well. Just why, exactly, was there an explosion in the first place? Chat, you know what really bothers me? I want you to look to the right of Patchouli. Do you see those two specks on the wall there that look like it's dirt on your computer screen? Well, guess what? Your screen... Oh, 3 specks! There's 3 specks there. They're not. That's not your screen. That's just the background having dirty spots for no reason. And it's only on the prosecutor's side. And I keep looking at it, and it's pissing me off. Why are you bringing that up now? Wasn't it because the defendant... caused by the defendant as a means of escape? Thinking about it normally, that would appear to be the case. However, I think we need to escape from our preconceived notions of the defendant. So what are you saying? Now I think it's time to put on a bit of a show. I'll make my own explosion. An explosion of words. The answer is simple. How would the defendant have entered the premises? Huh? Critical hit. It was super effective. Nice. And I'm sure she's on the ropes now. Ugh, I can't believe this. I refuse to believe this. But I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to imply here. That's right. It would be utter nonsense for her to create an explosion while escaping. She makes her entrance with a bang, swiftly strikes her target, and takes off with the loot. That is Miss Kirisame's style. Oh. Ah, you are certainly right about that. I saw that photo of her flaunting her spoils on her broom in the Boom Boom Letter newspaper. Thank you very much for being a subscriber, Your Honor. But anyway, Miss Margatroyd, Miss Kirisame's usual behavior and your testimony do not match up at all. Which means, your testimony is fundamentally flawed! What? Uh-oh, got him. Aren't you making assumptions of your own now? Huh? It is true that your theory is rather credible. However, it only negates Miss Margatroyd's testimony. It has no bearing on the defendant's guilt. If you see the hole in the wall at the scene of the crime...
Or the speck of dust on the wall behind you.
It doesn't appear to be a contradiction to me. Yes, that's right. Marissa must have done it, and I just now remembered that. What? Even though this is my second time here, are you still going to call me a liar? She's so tired, she's practically in pain. You are a little too happy about that. Be quiet, you. That is true. How did you plan on proving that Alice was lying in her testimony? I was about to show the court. That's why I would like for her to give her testimony again. Now that I've said it, there's no going back. You wish for her to give more testimony? Concerning what? Let me see. With this next testimony, I need to be able to settle everything. Testify about the explosion in detail. Testify about the defendant's flight in detail. The explosion is the most important part here, for sure. I believe this is a logical choice. Please testify in greater detail about the explosion. Fine, I will. I have nothing to lose. So, let us have your testimony. I would like for this to be the last one. Details about the explosion. Well, I might have been mistaken. I think Marissa was heading towards Ayante at the time. Never get Twitch notifications when you usually stream. So, I usually start at 6 p.m. my time. I don't start earlier than 6, and I pretty much stream every day except Sunday. So, I do show up eventually, unless on Twitter I state otherwise, and it's usually that's only because I get sick or something. But yeah, 6 p.m. my time, and my time is really weird. ADT is my time. Don't notice anything until the explosion occurred. That's when I That's when I contacted the Scarlet Devil Mansion. How's that? Apparently I can't pronounce certain words. Now I see. That makes your testimony more consistent with the events. There shouldn't even be a problem as far as time is concerned. What will the defense do? I believe that we have the right to cross-examine any and all testimony, of course. So please begin. You know what I've noticed this game doesn't seem to have? Oh, never mind. I was literally just about to say this game doesn't have like high pressure cross-examine music, and then right on cue, there it is. Well, I might have been mistaken. What theme is this, chat? This theme is super familiar. I know this theme, but I cannot. Nope. I recognize the beat though. "5 p.m. Eastern." Yeah, that sounds about right. And you're sure about that? If you have a problem, show me proof that I am wrong. One of Mima's themes? It must be a theme from Touhou 2, isn't it? Complete Darkness. Because I know Reincarnation. I've listened to Reincarnation a lot. It's gotta be Touhou 2, yeah. Dun dun dun. Yep. I recognize this part. That specific drop into this lead up. Yep. By the way, Touhou 2 had 5 stages. Isn't that weird? And Marissa was the 4th stage boss. Rest assured, I will do just that, but that's not what I asked. Fine. I remember clearly now. Marissa was heading towards Ayante. Is that acceptable? Thank you very much. I didn't notice anything until the explosion occurred. Mata! If you're still insisting that you noticed the explosion, why wouldn't I? I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should press harder. Get in on that. Drill her, Aya. Do you have any proof that it wasn't you who set off the explosion? I don't make explosives that powerful, but Marissa can use magic mushrooms to do things like that. You don't say. I can use this bit of testimony. That's when I contact Scarlet Devil Mansion. How's that? I want that. I didn't notice anything until the explosion occurred. Does it go to the end? Sometimes it goes to the end. What? Something about her. I can't figure out it. I'm sorry. I might have been mistaken. I think Marissa was Yante at the time. I didn't notice anything until the explosion occurred. That's when I contacted those dimension. How's that? I thought it would give me another piece of testimony. Was it all over after the explosion? There was only one explosion, so I would say so. However, there was quite a bit of smoke as a result. Well, I would think that would be a given. Your Honor, the defense requests that the witness add to her testimony. Add what? I revealed new information during the cross-examination just now. It was about how the witness stated she doesn't make explosives strong enough to break walls. I would like her to add that to her testimony. Yes, you are correct. You are current? Yes, you are current. Witness, please add that part to your testimony. So is that a word that I don't know, or is that just correct, but the C has fallen down. Like, typo? Okay. Alright, just making sure. Yes, Your Honor. Alright, it's all or nothing. Details about the explosion. Oh, we're getting a whole new testimony. While I might have been mistaken, I think Marissa was heading towards A&T at the time. I didn't notice anything until the explosion. Of course, the explosion was not my doing. I simply have no means of doing so. That's when I contacted Scarlet Mansion. How's that? Whole new thing for one line. Is that satisfactory, Miss Shameimaru? Yes, absolutely, Your Honor. I will now continue my cross-examination. This guy are sick. Alright, I know what to do. Well, actually, I think I know what to do. Damn it. Wrong one. No. God damn it. At long last, I've got you. What? Your line of thought is that the defendant can use explosives, but you cannot. Is that right? I guess I need to present the smaller shred to show that it was what was used on the wall. Right now, I'm proving that she could use it. You know what? That makes sense. It makes sense in hindsight. But my 50-50 guess didn't work. Of course, it's a simple process of elimination. If I couldn't have done it, and Chirino couldn't have done it, who else does that leave? Unfortunately, that is not the case. How many times do we have to say that before you comprehend such a simple... Chad, I'd just like to point out that the word objection has a capital O and a capital B, but everything else is lowercase. Miss Knowledge, I know what I'm doing. I have new evidence I'd like to present to the court. Why is the B capital? What was that? Oh ho! You surprised us once again. Could this be one of those so-called trump cards? It's far more powerful than any normal trump card, in a manner of speaking anyway. Now, witness, would you happen to recognize this? What is that? Why would I remember every little piece of cloth that I see? What is the piece of cloth? Is it because the characters for objection, like the first syllable is one character, so they treat the first two letters that make up the syllable to become... I don't know. Does it do that? It doesn't do that in the actual games, does it? I'm not crazy, am I? What is that piece of cloth? This is an original invention by the owner of Kourindou called igniting cloth. The B is the most powerful letter in the English language. It's true. I don't see anyone else spamming any other emote. Igniting cloth. Exactly. Rub it or strike it hard enough and it will ignite. That's dirty. However, it is currently undergoing testing, and at the moment it will explode when ignited. I would appreciate it if you wouldn't bring such dangerous things into the courtroom. Please do not worry, it is harmless right now. It only ignites when it reaches the same temperature as gunpowder, so there is no danger of it igniting in open air. How did you learn of such a thing? Regardless, you have no proof it was used in this explosion. I like how those 3 Frankerface emotes summarize pretty much the entirety of this case. How did you learn of such a thing? Regardless, you have no proof it was used in the explosion. Oh, unfortunately for you, I do have proof. What? Uh-oh. Oh, almost messed that one up. I found this at the scene of the crime. If you compare it to the undamaged cloth, you can tell it's the same kind. Indeed, the materials feel the same. But this piece has been singed. I take it that means this cloth has already been ignited. Very perceptive. It was recovered at the scene of the crime, so there is no doubt it was used in the explosion. The fact that it is singed makes it clear. Ugh. When I consulted the owner of Kourindou, he said that a number of sheets were blown away, and he was unable to recover all of them. So I imagine she was able to obtain them in that manner. I see. With this cloth, anyone could create an explosion. Exactly. Even if that's the case, there's something I don't understand. Where is the proof that I did it? You're right. I did not think that would be enough to prove you did it beyond a shadow of a doubt. But here's the evidence that will tie up this case nice and neat. In addition to the singed cloth, there are the other things I found at the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. Getting worried, are you? Now, Miss Marjotroyd, may I compare this with the doll you are currently holding? Ah! What's the problem, witness? The way I see it, the material in this string is similar to the material in the doll you're holding. I would like to confirm my theory. No! I will not let you! Why not, witness? Your denial is the same as testimony. Quick, Alice, plead the fifth. Whoa! Ah! It was a long journey, but we finally reached the end. Your Honor, may I present my personal opinion? Proceed. I believe that Miss Marjotroyd made a doll using the igniting cloth. She doesn't usually carry that doll with her when she leaves her house. However, it's the one she has been carrying for the last 2 days. I believe that the doll that is currently in evidence is the one she usually carries, and it gives her a sense of security. Is that right? Yes, it's just as you say. I didn't expect it to be driven to a corner like this, either. I imagine it must be difficult for you to admit that, Miss Marjotroyd. If you were dealing with a more wily fox, they might have used that to their advantage, although I can't say our defense was terribly gracious. Oh, now that's not fair. You're taking all the good lines. Ah! Stop picking on Alice! Cherno. If you want to fight, I'm right here, bird brain. Huh? Why can't you tell what's going on right now? Your cluelessness is stunning! Fantastic. Hold it! Who was that? Who said hold it just now? That was me, Your Honor. Oh, well. Remember her? She was part of this. Oh, you were the plaintiff in this case, correct? I apologize for the disturbance. Even so, I do not wish to appear here today. We already have our confession. What else is there to discuss? There is one more issue. It is embarrassing to admit, so I would honestly rather not say it. But it must be said. Chat, remember that urn that we got in evidence that we haven't used yet? What's up with that, huh? But it must be said. What are you getting at? What I have to say concerns this case. But first, may I give Cherno something to eat? Is that really necessary? Yes, it is entirely necessary, Your Honor. In that case, by all means. Was it? What is it? It smells good. Here, eat up. I think you'll like it. Hooray! Down the hatch. MG, MG. Yummy. Huh? What? What am I doing here? The words of a true idiot. I'm not no idiot. Just as I thought. What is as you thought? I have no idea what's going on right now. Of course, so I will explain everything. The whole point of this case was for me to reclaim my pot, is it not? What? What does that have to do with... Actually, I simply wanted what was in the pot. Of course, recovering the pot as well would have been wonderful, but as long as I was able to recover what the pot contained, that alone would have been sufficient. But that still means you wish to reclaim your pot. That much is certain. There is one more matter. It is the reason why I had to hide what was in that pot. And that would be... It was a failed experiment. It was an extremely potent love potion. Uh-huh. Why would you make something like that? You wouldn't perhaps be interested in... Please, that's enough. Make no mistake. I said it was a failure, did I not? I had intended to make something entirely different, but there was a bit of an accident, and I ended up with quite a volume. I realized it would be dangerous, so I had planned to neutralize it. So I stored it in the pot in the meantime, except it was stolen before I could do anything else. Ah, I see. In what would normally have been a small matter, you thought to have a trial as a means of recovering what was in the pot. Precisely, except under the pretense of simply wishing to reclaim the pot itself. Publicly admitting that I made a mistake in creating medicine is rather embarrassing for me, so I kept quiet until the explosion occurred. You know, chat, she has a point there. She actually has a valid point there. When we talk about Eren, we talk about the Miracle Moon super doctor who never fucks up. And here we have one instance in Fanon where she fucks up. And she doesn't want to admit it. Makes sense to me. So I kept quiet until the explosion occurred. But I really should have said that from the beginning. The very moment I noticed it was missing. So the reason why Chirno took an interest in Miss Marjorie was because of the contents of the pot. It appears so. You also saw the effects of the antidote. So it raises their intelligence slightly and allows them to be more direct in their words and actions as well. Well, it's just a hypothesis, but I imagine that you would do anything for the person you like, right? She did get pretty far out there. Well, that much should be expected. Yeah, nothing to be proud of. Everyone's starting to get a little mushy. Now then, Miss Alice Marjotroyd. Yes? Would you care to explain your actions? Oh, well, the fact of the matter is... I just wanted some friends. Oh, my... Aw. Well, that fucking hurt. I see. So that means you had prior knowledge of the content of the pots, correct? I didn't realize it was a love potion, though. A short while before, I overheard a conversation between Eren and Udon while they were walking. I simply thought it was a drug that made people get along with each other. Ah, so that's how you found out. It's true that I didn't mention it was a love potion until later in the conversation. I also heard you were planning on disposing of it soon, so I was trying to come up with a plan on the way home, but I couldn't think of anything. And that's when I saw the igniting cloth that Kourindou person was testing, fluttering in the wind. So does that mean you were planning on posing as Miss Kirisame from the start? No, nothing like that. I couldn't figure out how to lead her there. I had originally planned for Chirno and Marissa to be there. I gave Chirno a snack I mixed the drug into. Well, I imagine it wasn't terribly hard to convince her to take it. Chirno would take candy from anyone, stranger or not. But I had no idea it would be such a strong effect on her. After she ate the snack, she suddenly seemed very interested in whatever I said. That's when I thought to use her to help me blame Marissa for the theft. Marissa, can you ever forgive me? Huh? Yeah, sure, why not? You did fess up and all. Look at Marissa. Now that right there is a true bona fide friend. Sorry I almost got you convicted of larceny. Well, shit happens. And to be fair, it's only a matter of time before she does get convicted of such a crime. It just wasn't today. Your Honor, this whole affair was my fault. Can you please take that into consideration when you pass judgment on her? Look at that, even Eren's being a good person. I shall. But first, I believe we have reached an end to our current trial. It turned out to be the style the incident had substance as well. Alright, I did it! Now, I shall pass judgment on the defendant. As improbable as it is, Miss Marisa Kirisame is not guilty. Confetti! Hooray! I mean, to be fair, this is also the same world where characters have these, like, crazy-ass bullet battles, and then they blast each other out of the sky, and they're just like, that's what you get for being a shithead. Alright, I'll see you later for afternoon alcohol. Like, these characters don't give a shit. They just do what they want. Same day, 5:05 p.m., defendant's waiting room. Man, you sure saved my hide out there. If I had to go back to that cell, I'd go crazy or something. That was awfully tiring. I hope you learn from this experience and improve your behavior from now on. That was like fighting against the wind. That's why Suika carries a gourd. Because she has to go kick some ass at 5 o'clock, but she also has to be at the shrine for the drinking festival at 5:30. So she just pals around with her gourd forever, so she'll always have her drink at hand. It's genius. It's truly genius. It's big think. Big think indeed. That was like fighting against the wind. I thought you guys rode the wind instead. You have us there. Now that I think about it, there was something I've been meaning to ask you. Why were you near Aante at the time of the incident, Miss Kitty-same? Yes, I was wondering that myself. What were you doing over there? Huh? Oh yeah, that's a no-brainer. Feast your eyes on this. Wow, what a beautiful necklace. Wait, what does this have to do with... Yeah, it's a real beaut. Taking quite a shine to it. It really is quite lovely. No, wait a moment. Where did you get this? Aante? Excuse me? What? I saw Udong wearing it a while back. Wanted it ever since I laid eyes on it. I thought it was the perfect chance to go swipe it, but then I got arrested out of nowhere. I had no idea how they found out so quickly. It was pretty shocking. But you know I'm only borrowing it. They can take it back after I kick the bucket. Moichi. Yes, I'm on it. Oh, really? It's very interesting. What exactly do you like about it? It's got to be the emerald in the middle. It's a pretty good size, ain't it? About as big as the tip of my pinky. Yeah, that's pretty chunky. Is that so? How big is that compared to other gemstones? I haven't a clue. It's easy for impurities to get mixed into emeralds, and ones without a scratch that are this big and clear are few and far between. I bet this is the most valuable emerald in Gensokyo. Of course, it's no diamond or anything. So you're saying that? Yep, this baby's a real gem of a gem. There's a oh goodness. There's a saying among jewelers that when you're doing something impossible, it's like looking for a flawless emerald. Really? I had no idea. That's very interesting. Come on, Momiji, the story is about to get away. Whoops, look at the time. Better get going. Now that I've been released from that birdcage, I feel like cruising on my broom. Catch you later then. Thanks a ton for defending me again. Hold it right there, Marisa Kitty-same. What now? I'm arresting you on charges of stealing a necklace from Aante. Oh, shoot! Give yourself up and come along quietly. Not on your life! I said wait! Oh, I didn't realize that was only one frame. I would have left it on the picture for a while. And after we went through all that to prove her innocent. What a pity. But you reap what you sow, after all. You reap what you... Aya? What am I supposed to do about this feeling of just running away from everything? I swear I will do it. Ah, please don't be upset, Aya. That's it, we're going home now, and we're drinking until we forget all about this. I'll drink to that one. Ah, please wait, Aya. Oh, there it is. To be continued in Chapter 3. A new episode has been unlocked. Cool. Alright, chat, let's take a teaser. What's this? Chapter 3, like the moon's rays. Suika Ibuki is in a coma due to drinking Oni Killer sake. And the one who poured the deadly drink is Reimu. The truth is hidden behind the scenes. My girl got poisoned! What the hell? Alright. Suika's in a coma! How am I gonna... What? And Reimu's the defendant. All right. Well, that'll be interesting when we get on that one. I like this game. It's good. It's well written. I hope that the cases get a little more complex the further in you go. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be that much. Doesn't have to be that much. Just a little bit. But that's definitely gonna be the. Also, Chad, I don't like the title theme very much. It's good, but here's my problem with it. My problem with the title theme is it's two different melodies on top of each other, and they're not complementing each other at all. It's... Ooh, it bothers me. It bothers me. That is one thing that bothers me. I know, I hate it. It means I hate the whole thing. Point is, it's not a good mashup. Both individual themes are fine, but when you play them both together like that, all I can hear is one theme trying to go past the piano, and the piano never changing its key at all to match that, and it's just what it is. Yeah, I am a musical genius, boy. Okay, anyway, stream's over. Yeah, stream's over. And tomorrow we'll be starting Touhou, so more Touhou. Go figure. And after a good chunk of that, Mario Paint again. Can't wait for that. Hope you got some ideas, chat, because I got the alcohol and the creative mind to put them there. What's the deal with the fixed 720 resolution? I don't know. That shouldn't be an issue. As far as I know, you should only have I should only have like source option and then like low quality. I don't know how to. I don't have a way to edit that myself. I've never touched anything. That's for sure. I don't even think I can edit that. I don't know why it's doing that. I think what it is from last. I remember this was a thing way back when, where like Twitch kind of like Twitch kind of like allocates quality options if there's too many people on the platform kind of thing at one time. And given the current state of the world, there's probably a lot. So since I'm affiliate and not partner, I don't really have priority on that. So I might not have certain quality options in favor of giving them. I don't really know how that works. That sounds kind of stupid, but I have no idea how that works. I haven't changed my output resolution. I'm streaming at a capability of 1080p, but that shouldn't affect your ability to lower the quality. I just don't know why it's doing that. I'm sorry. I really don't know why it does that. You'd have to look into that on a separate thing. As the streamer, man, I only see my own recording, and I can't tell what's going on Twitch's end at all. Like, sometimes Twitch will die, and I'll just be sitting here in front of my screen, and chat will go like, rip stream dead, and I'll just be like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Anyway, yeah, end of the stream. Tomorrow, Touhou and Mario Paint. Hope to see you there with some ideas. Because if you've been in the last two Mario Paint streams, you know that, well, things kind of go off the deep end pretty fast. Everything starts perfectly fine, and then somewhere along the way, my head cracks like an egg, and I ooze all over the floor. And when I ooze all over the floor, it oozes onto the canvas. It's great. It's fantastic. Anyway, good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.